Persona speaks, he gon' tear the mic apart. Intellectually, of course, cause you know the boy's smart. They cover the news with integrity, so you know it's a must watch.
Yo, what's up everyone? What's up PlayStation Nation? You are now tuned in to the What's Up PlayStation podcast.
What's up? What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. They don't need no introduction. You already know what you getting, and that is facts with a discussion. The greatest to bless the mic without the needless interruption. Face it, we got an anatomy like a little bite of me for a concussion. You know what's up, man. I mean it when I seen it, I was proud of these brothers. They entertain the people every week without cussing. And you don't ever hear the drama, they keep it clean on the podcast. Independent duo doing it big when they broadcast. Haters hate to see them doing positive things. PlayStation Nation got you, ain't it obvious, man? We pulling up every week and showing love in the chat. Unlike these other channels, these guys are showing their back like, what's up? What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. They don't need no introduction. Persona, the gaming politician, politicking for the come up. Division and vision require precision, decision that gotta be thought of. The potential is exponential. Gaming credentials is what they brought us. Get caught up. You know, Bari bring the passion when he's speaking from the heart. He the best lisp on YouTube, climbing up the charts. And when Persona speaks, he gon' tear the mic apart. Intellectually, of course, cause you know the boy's smart. They cover the news with integrity, so you know it's a must watch. Ain't no console war, just two brothers being a fight. What's up, PlayStation? Got the Saturdays locked. And if you ain't tuning in, you missing out. Get blocked. What's up? What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
Yo, listen, man. I really do appreciate everyone that always comes through to rock out with me and Bari, man, on What's Up PlayStation podcast. A podcast by fans for the fans, or by the community for the community, I should say. Listen, man. For me, man, I'm gaming with Persona. If you enjoyed listening, definitely subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm a PlayStation fan too.
Yo, what's up everyone? What's up PlayStation Nation? You are now tuned in to the What's Up PlayStation podcast.
What's up? What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. They don't need no introduction. You already know what you getting, and that is facts with a discussion. The greatest to bless the mic without the needless interruption. Face it, we got an anatomy like a little bite of me for a concussion. You know what's up, man. I mean it when I seen it, I was proud of these brothers. They entertain the people every week without cussing. And you don't ever hear the drama, they keep it clean on the podcast. Independent duo doing it big when they broadcast. Haters hate to see them doing positive things. PlayStation Nation got you, ain't it obvious, man? We pulling up every week and showing love in the chat. Unlike these other channels, these guys are showing their back like, what's up? What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. They don't need no introduction. introduction. Persona, the gaming politician, politicking for the come up. Division and vision require precision, decision that gotta be thought of. The potential is exponential, gaming credentials is what they brought us. Get caught up. You know, Bari bring the passion when he's speaking from the heart. He the best lisp on YouTube, climbing up the charts. And when Persona speaks, he gon' tear the mic apart. Intellectually, of course, cause you know the boy's smart. They cover the news with integrity, so you know it's a must watch. Ain't no console war, just two brothers being a font. What's up, PlayStation? Got the Saturdays locked. And if you ain't tuning in, you missing out. Get blocked.
What's up? What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
Yo, listen, man. I really do appreciate everyone that always comes through to rock out with me and Bari, man, on What's Up PlayStation podcast, a podcast by fans for the fans, or by the community for the community, I should say. Listen, man. For me, man, I'm gaming with Persona. If you enjoyed listening, definitely subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm a PlayStation fan too.
Yo, what's up, everyone? What's up, PlayStation Nation? You are now tuned in to the What's Up PlayStation podcast.
What's up? What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
They don't need no introduction. You already know what you getting, and that is facts with a discussion. The greatest to bless the mic without the needless interruption. Face it, we got an anatomy like a little bite of me for a concussion. You know what's up, man. I mean it when I seen it. I was proud of these brothers. They entertain the people every week without cussing. And you don't ever hear the drama. They keep it clean on the podcast. Independent duo doing it big when they broadcast. Haters hate to see them doing positive things. PlayStation Nation got you, ain't it obvious, man? We pulling up every week and showing love in the chat. Unlike these other channels, these guys are showing their back. Like, what's up?
What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
They don't need no introduction. Persona, the gaming politician, politicking for the come up. Division and vision require precision, decision that gotta be thought of. The potential is exponential, gaming credentials is what they brought us. Get caught up. You know, Bari bring the passion when he's speaking from the heart. He the best lisp on YouTube, climbing up the charts. And when Persona speaks, he gon' tear the mic apart. Intellectually, of course, cause you know the boy's smart. They cover the news with integrity, so you know it's a must watch. Ain't no console war, just two brothers being a font. What's up, PlayStation? Got the Saturdays locked. And if you ain't tuning in, you missing out. Get blocked.
What's up? What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
Yo, listen, man. I really do appreciate everyone that always comes through to rock out with me and Bari, man, on What's Up PlayStation podcast, a podcast by fans for the fans, or by the community for the community, I should say. Listen, man. For me, man, I'm gaming with Persona. If you enjoyed listening, definitely subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm a PlayStation fan too.
Yo, what's up, everyone? What's up, PlayStation Nation? You are now tuned in to the What's Up PlayStation podcast.
What's up? What it is, what it do? What's up?
What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Jay Bari and Persona got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do, what's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Jay Bari and Persona got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
They don't need no introduction. You already know what you're getting, and that is facts with a discussion. The greatest to bless the mic without the needless interruption. Face it, we got an anatomy like a little bite of me for a concussion. You know what's up, man. I mean it when I seen it. I was proud of these brothers. They entertain the people every week without cussing, and you don't ever hear the drama. They keep it clean on the podcast. Independent duo doing it big when they broadcast. Haters hate to see them doing positive things. PlayStation Nation got you, ain't it obvious, man? We pulling up every week and showing love in the chat. Unlike these other channels, these guys are showing their bag like, what's up?
What it is, what it do, what's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Jay Bari and Persona got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do, what's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Jay Bari and Persona got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
They don't need no introduction. Persona, the gaming politician, politicking for the come up. Division and vision require precision, decision that gotta be thought of. The potential is exponential. Gaming credentials is what they brought us. Get caught up. You know, Bari bring the passion when he's speaking from the heart. He the best lisp on YouTube, climbing up the charts. And when Persona speaks, he gon' tear the mic apart. Intellectually, of course, cause you know the boy's smart. They cover the news with integrity, so you know it's a must watch. Ain't no console war, just two brothers being a font. What's up, PlayStation? Got the Saturdays locked. And if you ain't tuning in, you missing out. Get blocked.
What's up? What it is, what it do, what's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Jay Bari and Persona got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do, what's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Jay Bari and Persona got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
Yo, listen, man. I really do appreciate everyone that always comes through to rock out with me and Bari, man, on What's Up PlayStation podcast, a podcast by fans for the fans or by the community.
I'm a PlayStation fan too.
What is good, YouTube? What's good, PlayStation Nation? It is your boy Persona of Gaming with Persona and one half of the What's Up PlayStation podcast crew. And we are back with episode 99 of What's Up PlayStation podcast, a podcast for the community, by the community. And ladies and gentlemen, we are one episode away from 100. Man, oh man, has this been a journey so far. To reach 99 episodes is crazy, right? And we appreciate y'all, man, so much for rocking out with us. Listen, guys, we have a really jam-packed show today with a lot of news, a lot of impressions, a lot of game talk, a lot of JRPG talk, and I think emotions are going to fly today when we get to talking about some of these games. It's gonna be a great show, guys. So definitely sit back, relax, get your coffee, get your cereal, get your eggs, bacon, pancakes, and sausage and waffles. And yo, man, I hope you enjoy the show. But listen, What's Up PlayStation podcast it's not just me. This is a two-man show, right? Two brothers from NY giving you the gaming news, unfiltered, 100%, none of the BS. But I gotta introduce the other half of WUPS, right? The king of the Bronx, the best lisp on YouTube. You understand? Mr. Let me speak. Mr. Jerk Chicken, he a jerk chicken connoisseur. You understand? If you want to know how to cook the best jerk chicken, don't tell him I said that though. See, he gonna get hype. He's gonna get hype, right? Watch when he talk. He gonna get hype. You gotta talk to my boy about this. He's a jerk chicken connoisseur. All right? Yes, I'm talking about Jay Bari in the building. Bari, what's good, brother?
Yo, listen, one thing I know is some good jerk chicken. You know what I mean? I've tried them all. I've cooked them all. And listen, Yo, but what is good, guys, man? What is up, PlayStation Nation? Another Saturday, man. We are here. We are live and direct. Episode 99, Persona, man. We have made it. 99. One more episode from episode 100.
Yeah, man.
Which episode 100 is going to be a celebration, man. You know what I mean? I can't wait for that show. Got a nice couple of good things planned for you guys, and hopefully you guys enjoy episode 100. But yeah, yo, this week lots of news to talk about, lots of impressions as well. This is like the demo weekend or week. You know what I mean? So yeah, let's get into it, man. Episode 99, but yeah,
Yes,
episode
sir.
99.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, first and foremost, Bari, how you feeling this week, man? How's everything? How's your week been?
I got 99 problems, but PlayStation ain't one. Nah, man, my week been good, man. Gaming wise, listen, I'm on an all-time high, man. I'm in love with gaming right now. You know what I mean? The things that pretty much, kind of been spotlighted, demos is coming out for, and it's A1, man. I'm loving every aspect of it. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, this week went pretty fast too, man, work-wise. But it was a little bit busy, though. There were certain things that I wanted to do that I didn't get a chance to do yet because of just work and all that. But hopefully this weekend you can get that stuff cranked out. But yeah, man, this week been pretty good. How's your week going?
Yo, man, I ain't gonna lie, my week has been like really, really busy, work-wise. A lot of things going on. But even gaming-wise, I think a lot of gaming is happening. A lot of demos, a lot of things that I'm kind of playing around with this week. And just anticipating, we're going into the onslaught. The onslaught. This is like the true onslaught. Like August was the mini onslaught. There was a lot of things, but in September, especially now, we get into the second, third week. Yes, sir. This is the true onslaught of gaming, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm just anticipating it. I'm hype. I'm ready. And it's time to really get into some gaming.
Can I interrupt you real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
First and foremost, I'm loving how the God of War Day trailer is in the background, and it meshes well with the overlay.
Yes, sir.
Yo, listen, I don't know if you downloaded the Street Fighter 6 one.
No, not yet.
I'm pretty sure you have Stellar Blade.
Absolutely.
Yo,
come on, brother.
That stuff blends so well in the background, boy.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm saving that new Stellar Blade for what Persona speak.
Okay, got
yes,
it.
Sir.
But in the WUPS background, a little purple. The
yeah.
blue,
It meshes well.
It's flowing well.
Yeah. I like how it look as well, man. We had to change up the gameplay. After getting that incredible trailer this week for God of War Ragnarok, which we will talk about later in the show. My God, I'm still how many times? Be honest. How many times have you watched the God of War trailer since seeing it on Tuesday?
I've watched it a lot of times for sure.
If you had to put
I still have to complete my breakdown for this joint, but I watched this joint. I want to say more than 20 times for sure.
Yeah.
Because I've been writing down notes and things that I've been seeing and all that. But
yeah, I think for me, if I had to put a number to it, I think I've watched this trailer about 35 times already since Tuesday. No cap. No cap. I've rewatched this trailer. It is funny. I've rewatched it so much. I kind of want to do a part 2 to my breakdown, because I'm like, oh shoot, I'm noticing new things here and there. I'm like, damn, I kind of want to do a brand new breakdown and really talk about it. Especially since I've been reading up. I've started reading into more of the Norse mythology and stuff like that, so that I can really go into this game really understanding some of the tropes and callbacks to the actual Norse mythology. So.
Yo, this is a beautiful thing about Norse mythology, is because I've been telling people before, it all depends on how people dictate how these characters are. God of War, obviously they switch some stuff around, but this is their depiction of how they want to paint the Norse mythology. But then you have something like Valkyrie Elysium, that is a completely different contrast on how God of War is painting these characters. is gonna see how it's gonna be dope to see how people, if people are playing both games, you know, talk about like, oh damn,
how they compare and
game,
contrast.
Yeah, this game viewed Odin this way, and you know what I mean. But we'll see.
Very exciting. But yo, before we get into the show and get into everything of how we do things here on the What's Up PlayStation YouTube channel, yo, let's shout out the members of the channel, man. WUPS Nation, shout out to the WUPS Nation. Those are our members here on the channel. Listen, guys, if you do want to become a member on the channel, the link to that is in the description. It's not mandatory, but it's always appreciated. And you get some cool perks, man. You get to choose, you know, a topic once every month. You know, you get it added into the giveaways every 3 months. And then, you know, or 6 months. It's every 3 months, and then, yeah, it's a lot of cool perks, with the membership, man. So definitely, check that out. And, you know, like I said, it's not mandatory, but it's always appreciated for the folks in the community that, rock out with me and Bari and support us and support what we do. You feel me? So let's shout out the members, man. Yo, Philip Sin 22, Shattered Youth, Star Guardian 88, Oolong T Gaming, Stranded Ninja Gaming, How Weird Gaming, A. Stone, Juan Sosa Gaming, Rabbit got the gun, Jay Bari.
Ooh, that's the best name on YouTube.
Yes, sir. Games for Eternity, Kyle Ward 789, Titanfall Princess Rules, King Thrash Gaming, Brat Basement Radio Arcade, Andy, Julian Johnson, Brian King, Stealth Guy Gaming, Notecap Podcast, Dewan Thompson, Rob Gaming TV, Requiem of Demons, Magnificent Black, It's Me Baby 80, D2 Des, Light Gamer, DC Gaming, Ice Queen Gaming, John Donuts, Tarana Duffy, Tactical Gamer, Alfonso Carter, AC, Steady Flow, Stir Crazy, Stardust Acero, Gian the Don, J Gamer UK, Cyber Dragon, Unicron, Fresh 2180, Strictly Gaming, Viper Reaps Corner, J Wright, Blue Mustang 357, Damien, Henry Heck, Shy City Gamer, King Kiso, Bird, Upchuck Gaming, The Wreck, Navigator 3221, Nariko. Yes, sir. And then, you know, the great Gaming with Persona.
There you go.
Dreology 619, and last but not least, Mr. Go Try Hard Guy Uchiha. Man, shout out to the members of the channel. We appreciate y'all so much, rocking out with us. And like I said, if you want to be a member, the link to that is in the description. It's not mandatory, but it's always appreciated from the WUPS crew. And then shout out to our super chats. Tri Celsius, man, appreciate you for the super chat. He says, good morning, WUPS. Is it me or this intro is hitting different this Saturday morning? Oh yeah, I was definitely jamming to shout out to Sick Humor TV, man. For those that are wondering, Sick Humor or No Cap Podcast, he recorded our intro song for us, and the link to that record is in the description as well if you want to go buy that or download it on iTunes and Apple Store. So shout out to Sick Humor TV, man. We appreciate you, bro, for rocking out with us and creating that awesome intro. And then
Lambs is definitely gonna drop the link in there as well.
Yes, sir. And then Requiem of Demons, man. Appreciate you for the super chat, bro. Appreciate you for the membership message. He 3 months as a member on the channel. He says JRPG lovers eating this year and next. Oh yes. Listen, this is going to be a JRPG heavy show, which I love it. You feel me? This is what I love. So it's definitely gonna be a great show. And then Viper Reaps Corner, man, appreciate you for the super chat. He says, has any podcast host ever said it's gonna be a crappy show today? I might start that trend. LOL. Yo, that'd be crazy, right? If imagine starting a podcast. Hey guys, welcome to the show. This is gonna be a bad show. Stick around though. Really? Yeah, imagine. That'd be funny.
Yo, what made somebody say that though? Like, no, because do that?
No. He's saying because during my intro I said, it's gonna be a great show today. So that's what made him do the super chat.
Okay, gotcha.
And then King Kiso, appreciate you for the super chat, bro. He says, shout out to them WUPS boys, best PlayStation podcast on YouTube. Listen, I want to put something out there for the people that listen to us, or the naysayers that may hear our show. The community has dubbed this show that. Me and Bari, like, listen, I mean, if me and Bari were to say that, of course it would be a bit biased because this is our show, right? So, of course we would say it's the best show on YouTube or best show out there. But the community has dubbed it that. A lot of people in the community have said, you know, WUPS is the best PlayStation podcast on YouTube. So that's the community. The community has spoken. Our community, at least. That's all I'm saying, okay? But shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all so much. All right, man, let's get into how we do things here on the show, man. We are going to start with the games for the week. And I think it's been a pretty interesting week, man. Right, Bari? So let's get into it. So this week, what has released is Little Orpheus for the PlayStation 5, Isonzo for the PS5, Voice of Cards, The Beast of Burden for the PlayStation 4, Windstorm, Start of a Great Friendship for the PlayStation 4, Anyone's Diary for PlayStation VR, Cube's 10th Anniversary for the PlayStation 5, Unexplored 2. Didn't you ask me about that too? Cubert was the game. I mean, I think he was asking about that last week or something. Like, it's Cubert.
Remember, they had it for this week, but like I said, this is going to be the full week.
Oh yeah.
Of all the games.
Oh yeah. Unexplored 2, The Wayfarer's Legacy for the PlayStation 4, Arcade Archive Rompers for the PS4, Blue Fate, Ito no Yami for the PS5, Despot's Game for the PS5, PS4, Fire Commander for the PS5, PS4, Intertial Drift, Twilight Rivals Edition for the PS5, Metal Hellsinger for the PS5, Outer Wilds for the PS5, Paddles for the PS4, PS5, SBK 2022 for the PS5, PS4, Wayward Strand for the PS5, PS4, Crystal Ortha for the PS5, PS4, Last Beat Enhanced for the PS5, PS4, Lit Bend the Light for the PS4, Maggie the Magnet for the PS5, PS4.
Maggie the Magnet, that came out for real?
Yeah, facts. I need your review on that, Bari. ASAP. That's Bari's spotlight.
Trick.
Plunder Panic for Panic for the PS5. Stroke the Dog. Hold on. Now hold on. Stroke the Dog. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I'm not, man.
Are you crazy?
You don't like petting the dog?
Yo, man, we moving on. For the PS4, The Dark Prophecy for the PS5, PS4.
Hey, yo, if you guys want Persona to review Stroke the Dog next week,
I will not be
episode 100.
I will
put
not.
One in the chat.
I will not.
Now he don't want to. Now he don't want pet dogs. You know what it means?
I will not.
I mean, they want to pet the dog.
I will not.
I bet it's an easy plat. You just gotta press R2 or something.
I still won't. I still will not do that. Trash Soldiers for the PS4. Underknots Labyrinth of Yomi. See what you started in the chat, Bari? You see what you started in the chat?
PlayStation Nation has spoken, bro.
Do you see what you started in the chat?
Hey, that's not me, bro.
Yeah, that is you.
The people are speaking, not me.
Yo, this is crazy. Underknots Labyrinth of Yomi for the PS5, PS4. Unichrome, a 1-bit unicorn adventure for the PS5, PS4, and
last pony game right there.
And last but not least, Various Daylights for the PlayStation 4.
I'm very interested in this, but it's just a bad time, man. You know, it's one of those. It's one of the. I'm gonna sound very hypocritical because it's one of those like day simulators where you're doing a whole bunch of jobs and stuff, but it look cool and it's square.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It looks cool. We'll see. Right. Yeah, no. Well, listen, it's a lot. Yo, there's a lot of Bari, and you know this, brother, because we were just having this conversation off air. There's a lot of games competing for our attention right now. It's because there's so much releasing so close to each other, you know. But we know what the definitive games that's absolutely getting played. You feel me? So you know, listen, some things gonna miss the boat. And, you know, we'll come back around later and see what's up. But yo, man, listen, we are now in the spotlight portion of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who don't know, the spotlight is when me and Bari give you a game or games, if we decide to break the rules, that we think y'all should check out, right? It could be a brand.
I think the PlayStation Nation has spoken to, man, Persona. I think they want that that review for that game next week, man.
You really gonna do this to me? Y'all,
my bad.
Yo, chat, y'all really gonna do this to me? So
nah,
y'all,
it's the way how you said the game name, man. You ain't respect the developer. Stroke the dog. What's so hard to saying that?
Hey man, listen, ain't nobody trying to play no game like that, brother. I'm good, man. Listen, you see what you did? So the spotlight is a portion of the show where me and Bari give you a game or games, if we decide to break the rules, that we think y'all should check out, right? It could be brand new games, it could be old games, it could be games for your childhood, it could be games that haven't even released yet. The purpose of the spotlight is just for me and Bari to spotlight games that we think you, the community, should check out. So Bari, starting with you, brother. What is your spotlight game of the week? And are you going to break the rules?
I'm gonna break the rules ever so slightly, but this is gonna be a very common theme here of me spotlighting until these games come out. But right now, I'm only gonna spotlight 2 games, Persona. 2 games I highly recommend. Definitively think the PlayStation Nation should easily buy these 2 games.
I already know what they are too. That's the funny thing. I already know.
First game, the demo came out. Valkyrie Elysium.
Fire.
If you haven't played that demo, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. First and foremost, you might be I don't know what you're snorting. There's something wrong with you mentally. But if you rock with this show, if you rock with Persona, if you rock with myself, you should be downloading that demo.
Facts.
And from there, I would say most likely you're gonna pre-order the game. It's a definite cop. So far, I've only played. I put about 6 hours in the demo. Yes, I put about 6 hours in the demo because I'm trying to learn the combat system and create some cool shit, right? And it's already one of my favorite games that I played this year, and that's very high up there because I played a lot of great games this year. You know what I mean? And I'm just loving it. I'm loving every aspect of the game. I love how they keep it so traditional of the Valkyrie series, of how, the Valkyrie is after she, if she wins a battle or whatnot. Stay vigilant. She always had these little one-liners and all that stuff. I love how her demeanor is in this game. I have my theories on that, who this Valkyrie is, but I will say that I'll save that for a little bit later. Like my impression and stuff. But I'm loving the combat. They took it to action, but they still had all of the RPG elements in there as far as like what you can do. But it's just you're not waiting anymore. You can just it's action. And yeah, I'm loving the game a lot, man. Valkyrie Elysium, what you are playing in the demo is pretty much the beginning of the game, and it's just the light stuff. This game, if it's like anything like the Valkyrie series, it gets deep. I'm talking about with your Inenjars that you can summon, or they're pretty much your NPCs that you can recruit. That stuff gets deep. Your abilities, your divine arts, your divine skills, that stuff gets deep, and the weapons and all that stuff gets better and better. One thing about this game, hopefully they have it like the original, where if you play on, a set difficulty, like if you played on hard or you played on normal, you get different endings, you get different weapons, and you get different recruits for your ninjas. So you might not get the best ending, you might not get the best weapon or an ninja if you're playing on like normal. So it kind of encourages you to play on hard, but we'll see if they actually do that. 'Cause in this day and age, hard difficulty trophies and stuff like that, they try to push away. But hopefully Square Enix, stick to that like the original games. But I think so far they have been doing that, because everything that I have played, it gave me that nostalgic feeling of the original game that's in the action format. But I think a lot of people is going to enjoy Valkyrie Elysium. and it's definitely highly recommended for me. And it's a cop. And I say if you're going to pre-order, you're going to buy the game, definitely get the deluxe edition. It's the best bang for your buck because you're getting Valkyrie Profile Lilith, which is the PSP port of the first game, the original game, and yeah, that I think that releases this month as well. From what I think I saw from because they have the page up on the PlayStation Store. I think I did see September. But the next game I'm going to be highlighting Persona. I think you already know already. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII.
I know it.
Reunion.
I know it.
The remake. Ain't no remaster.
That absolutely is a remake. That absolutely is a remake.
This thing is beautiful. Love it. I love how streamlined they made the combat system. Now that you're using an actual controller, not just a handheld, so you can play around, you can make things much more intuitive when it comes to the combat. So you don't have to keep on pressing, the L1 or the shoulder button to cycle through materia, cycle through summon, cycle through this. I'm loving what they did there when it comes to that. I'm loving the DMV change, or I'm loving that as well. The digital mind wave, my bad. I'm loving that change as well, where they're adding bonus effects and abilities to it, and because that's like a random kind of limit break. That's your limit break in Crisis Core, but it was kind of stale and it was kind of whack in just Crisis Core. It was probably the least favorited thing in that game, but from what I'm reading, what Square have done with it, they're adding more abilities. They're adding more elemental stuff that you can do with it. And I'm just like, okay, I'm liking what you're doing here. This is great what I'm hearing. But yeah, overall the game looks amazing. I pre-ordered on PS5. I can't wait to play that. December is coming out in December, so it's coming out in a great time where you can tackle a lot of these other games. But I think a lot of people, if you haven't played Crisis Core before, you might as well get in now on the game. And I think you're going to have a wonderful time because, like I said on Twitter, like I said in other videos, one of my favorite characters, Cloud Strife is my favorite video game character of all time. But when I play Crisis Core, the lead up of why I like Cloud is definitely because of Zack and because of Angeal. And I think when people replay this game, they'll put a newfound respect on Angeal, Hewley, because he is the basis of everything. So if you like Zack, if you like Cloud, there's no way you could not like Angeal because both of their morals and everything is based off of what Angeal has set up. So yeah, I can't wait to replay that game, man. But yeah, that's all I'm going to be highlighting, spotlighting this week, because I just want a lot of people to focus on those two games. Obviously, I'm pretty sure Persona is going to highlight the other ones, but I'm just happy that Valkyrie release and coming out soon, man. That's all.
Yo, that's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, I'm not gonna go too crazy this week, Bari. Just because we have such a big show where we're gonna be talking about a lot of these games we can't wait for anyway. So, yeah. But for me personally, my spotlight games for this week, I am absolutely gonna break the rules, right? Sure. So my spotlight games for the week, first and foremost, do you have to ask? I told y'all a long time ago, this game is going to be in my spotlight until after it releases, and then even a couple weeks even after it releases, right? God of War Ragnarok. We are going to be going in depth talking about this a little bit later into the show, but God of War Ragnarok comes out November 9th, 2022. I cannot wait for this game. This game is at the very top of my most anticipated list. So I cannot wait. But we're gonna talk about it later, guys. I promise. The other game that the other games that I'm spotlighting. One is Octopath Traveler 2. We will be talking about this later in the show, but Octopath, if you know me, if you follow me for a long time now, I really, really love Octopath Traveler 1, and I really wanted this game. I got it on the Switch, guys, first off, I did. But I really wanted this game on PlayStation because I wanted to get a platinum. But, that still hasn't happened yet. PlayStation, I know you're listening. Make that happen. shout out to y'all. But Octopath Traveler 2 did get announced earlier this week. And it is going to be on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. And it's going to be an entirely separate story. It's its own story. And it's going to have 8 characters. And, you know, from what I was reading earlier when the news came out, this game absolutely is building upon the first one in terms of what worked and also improving what didn't. I'll get into the details of that when we get to that news later in the show. But Octopath Traveler Octopath Traveler 2 is absolutely a game that I cannot wait to get my hands on. I'm really, really excited for this game. It's a day one. And then my last spotlight game for this week, guys. Did you even have to ask? Project Eve, aka Stellar Blade, made by the developers over at Shift Up. They're based out in Seoul, Korea. This was a game that was at the State of Play this week, where we did get the actual game title reveal of the show. Of the game during the show. And yo, man, this game, I've been interested in this game since the first time I seen it. And just to see the combat, to see the world, to see how beautiful the game looks. You know, the character, Eve, her name is Eve, she looks really dope. The type of moves that she's doing in the game is fire. The story seems to be interesting with how the director explained it, which we'll get into later in the news. But yeah, Project Eve, aka Stellar Blade. This is a game that I'm also really, really excited for. I want you guys to check this out and really pay attention to this game, guys. I really want this game to get the proper support that I think it deserves, just based off where they came from and where they're at now with building up this game, making it look beautiful and whatnot. I definitely, from what I'm seeing, it's definitely getting my support day one. And I just want to spread the word with that game, man. So shout out to Shift Up developers, and Project Eve, aka Stellar Blade, is my third spotlight for this week, guys. And that's our spotlights, man. Let us know in the comments, what's your spotlight for this week? Are you gonna break the rules? Let us know. We would love to know, right? But yo, man,
I'm gonna break the rules as much as I can for that Stellar Blade, for sure.
Facts.
Can't wait to play that.
But yo, let's get into the news, man, because we got a lot of news to get through this week, Bari.
Do we?
Yeah, I know, right? We got a lot of news to get through this week. First off, let me get your super chat. Shout out to you, J-Dub, man. Appreciate you for the super chat. I'm glad to see J-Dub in the chat, man. I ain't seen J-Dub around on Twitter lately, so I'm glad he's good. He says, I'm here. Y'all can start the podcast now. Shout out to you, J-Dub. We appreciate you, brother. He was one of our guests too on WUPS as well, man. Shout out to J-Dub. But yeah, all right, let's get into the news this week, man. Bari, I want to start with the State of Play, because the State of Play this week was for nothing short of phenomenal. So we're gonna go game by game, and I'll point out some highlights, and then we can give our thoughts and kind of move in that flow, right? So State of Play happened, like I said, on Tuesday. PlayStation, which was crazy too, right, Bari? Because State of Play and the Nintendo Direct happened this week. So there was a lot of there was a lot of celebrations, but there was also a little bit of a mini competition going on in the community where, and a little bit of worry too, where you had people thinking that PlayStation wasn't going to be able to deliver, especially with them doing it on especially with them doing it the same day as Nintendo's Direct. Especially seeing what Nintendo ended with and started with and whatnot. It was a very strong show. So a lot of people was looking at PlayStation thinking, how can PlayStation compete? How can they do this? Oh yeah, it's going to be a mid-show, blah, blah, blah. But PlayStation, they said, aren't y'all tired of doubting us? And PlayStation came out and they did their thing. So the first game that they started off with was Tekken 8, which I thought was a extremely great starting point. So a couple of highlights is the footage that we were seeing, Bari, that was real time, and the developer, he confirmed that was real time running on PlayStation 5. The highlights is it's next gen only. It's 60 frames per second. The footage that we're looking at, this is from story mode, and even the rain and everything that you see falling all down on their face. And then if you look in the background, you see like the tornado, the waves, the tanker, and all that's happening in this gameplay. The developers in the article, they said all of that's happening in real time. That if we were playing this game right now, that would be what we would be seeing, like all of that rain dropping off the character and all this stuff. So this is a pretty accurate depiction of what we can really expect from gameplay. Now, albeit, guys, This was obviously story mode footage that we're seeing, but it's still gameplay and representation of what we can expect from Tekken 8 when it comes to this game releasing soon. Harada didn't say like what, he didn't give us a year, but he said that they are actively in development and working really, really hard to get this out soon and to stay tuned. So Bari, seeing this, man, what's your thoughts, man? How you feeling about this?
Yeah, this got me hella excited, man. Just for next gen, fighting game. Tekken, it looks amazing. Just on a visual perspective, I think it caught a lot of people's eye. The rain is falling down, and you actually see like the water is like rolling down their face and body, and you're seeing that within the gameplay as well. You know what I mean? So really, really impressed with that. But yeah, Tekken is a legacy type game. And these are the things like, that's improving the visuals, the immersion of like, the stages and all that stuff is going to bring more people within the game. But yeah, I'm excited for it, man. You know what I mean? I haven't been on Tekken as consistently like that, but I'm looking forward to Tekken 8, man, just to get back into that. Hopefully Julia is day one in there, and Steve most likely is going to be there. But,
I need Brian. I need Brian to be there day one for sure.
Yeah, the trailer, they actually the trailer showed off a lot of stuff too, because they showed both electric combos.
Yep.
From Kazuya Engine, where Kazuya did a double electric God Fist and into his classic little sweep and uppercut move. But nah, man, this got me hyped, man. And just seeing that this is actually running on PlayStation 5, targeting 60 frames. Hopefully, as with Tekken, the lobbies are good. You know what I mean? The load time and all that stuff, I'm pretty sure it's going to be good. But I'm happy that they went next gen only with Tekken 8.
Yeah, I'm really happy as well, man. Like for what I seen with the gameplay, and with this, and the fact that PlayStation started off with this, I was like, yo, this is fire. This is definitely going to get a lot of people hyped, and I actually think it's smart too, especially coming off the heels of Evo, where it was teased, and then going into State of Play in September, and getting
tease,
yeah, and getting this type of thing like so soon. I thought was like really good, a really good thing. So Tekken 8, I'm definitely there day one. I'm excited for this, and I think this looks phenomenal. Real talk. So shout out to Harada and the team over there at Bandai, and we can't wait for that, man. We can't wait. So the second game that got shown was Star Wars. This is a PlayStation VR2 game. Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge Enhanced Edition, right? So this is from ILM X Lab Games. That's the developers who's made this. So this is our first PlayStation VR2 game that we saw at this showcase. Anything Star Wars is good. So a couple of highlights with this is it's being rebuilt for PlayStation VR2. It's going to have high fidelity visuals, the headset based controller tracking. It's going to have eye tracking, right? And the droid tech. So the premise of this game is a droid technician turned Jedi. Some of the relatable characters that I think a lot of us will be familiar with is R2-D2, C-3PO. They're going to be in this game. And in terms of the droid tech, the way they're explaining how the story works is they crash landed on a planet of Batu due to an attack by the Guavian Death Gang. And this game is looking pretty interesting, man. What's your thoughts, Mario? This first PlayStation VR2 game that we saw.
Yeah, I saw Star Wars. I know this game came out for like Oculus and all that stuff, but it wasn't on my radar. But now PlayStation Showcase is on my radar, and I saw Star Wars. It's a cop like living in the Star Wars world in VR. I think that's gonna be dope as hell. So I mean, yeah, I'm in there like somewhere day one for this.
Yeah, the
impressions that people had, they said that is way better than the Oculus version of the Oculus version of this game. So the PSVR2 impressions, what people playing this game, has been really, really high.
Yep. I've been seeing a lot of positive praise for this game. Just so people know, this game is something that's already out on the Quest. But like I said, it's being rebuilt for the PlayStation VR2 and to take advantage of PSVR2's technology and features. So I think that's pretty dope. Anything Star Wars is always going to be popular. Even especially something like this, I could definitely see myself playing in PSVR2. So I'm definitely there day one. I thought this was really, really great. A really great showing, actually. And then next one we have is Demeo, right? So Demeo is made by Resolution Games, right? And this game is more of a think D&D, Dungeons and Dragons style tabletop game that you can play in VR. So the interesting things about this game, Bari, is currently available outside of PlayStation VR. So this game is going to be both a PSVR2 title and a PlayStation 5 title. This game is already out as well, but it is coming to PlayStation VR 2. And both versions, so if you purchase this on PlayStation, right, you get both the PSVR 2 and PlayStation versions, and this will have crossplay. So you'll be able to play with all the other people from the other versions of this game as well. I'm not really a big, I think this looks cool, but I'm just not the biggest D&D fan like that. So I don't know. I think something like this I might skip, but I do think this premise and what we're seeing is pretty cool. What you think, Bari?
Yeah, it definitely has its niche, but I think it's cool just to have a game like this. It's been a long time since I played like a tabletop, type game. You know what I mean? Back in the day, I'm that old where I was playing Dungeons and Dragons. Me rolling the dice and all that. At first, I was like, "Get this shit off my screen, man!" When I was watching this, but I was like, the more I think about it and like process the whole show, I was like, this is actually a cool concept to have that in VR. I'm like, yeah, and it's 120 hertz. So it's one of those games. It's not going to be the best graphical, looking game, but it's going to be using all of the feature sets, like the 120, that people have been clamoring for with, VR, because they was doing like the whole 90 or the interpolated, 120 in the first VR. So, nah, man, I don't know if it's going to be a day one like COD, I'll be honest with you, but it might pique my interest depending on how many people are like picking this up. You know what I mean? Probably do like a stream of it or like a community, night for like, one time in a year. But it's interesting though, man. It's interesting. And I feel like we need more diversity and variety in VR. You know what I mean? Like some of these things, like the weirdest concepts can come to life in VR. Like, yeah, it's going to be on PS5 as well. But I think it's no different than like, somebody playing Resident Evil 7 and then you play Resident Evil 7 in VR. Like the immersion, the experience of that game that's enhanced itself tremendously just because of you're within the world. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I think this is something that I think would be more appreciated being played in VR, just because you kind of getting a front row seat to the action, so to speak. You get what I mean? As opposed to playing this just on the TV with a controller. If I were to pick this up and play this, I absolutely would be playing the PSVR2 version and not just the regular base PS5 version, because I think that immersion is what would be a big selling point for me with this type of game. So it's not completely off the table, but depending on when it comes out, if it comes out around the time of Final Fantasy 16, Spider-Man 2, and all that, I mean, listen, this is it's a GG. You feel me? We done.
Know what we waiting for?
That's what I'm saying, man. Come on.
We waiting for that Yu-Gi-Oh in VR, like a full-fledged Yu-Gi-Oh game. You have the cards in front of you, you throw it out. You out here doing the actions. You know what I mean? It's over, Kaiba, and all that bullshit. When you lose everything, the action with the monsters battling. I want to see all of that in VR, man. And that's what I'm waiting for. If they have a Yu-Gi-Oh game, full-fledged Yu-Gi-Oh game in VR,
I would love that. Yeah, I would love that. Straight up, like, it should have been me, not him.
Yes, sir.
Yo, absolutely. A Yu-Gi-Oh game in VR, I think would be really, really cool. 100%. But let's move on to the next game that was shown at PlayStation State of Play this past week. So this game is Like a Dragon Ishin. So this was a game that originally released in Japan only, but now it's going to be releasing in the West. in February 2023. So the premise of this game, Bari, is it's an 1860s fictional depiction. So the world that you're playing in is called Kyo, but it's a fictional version of Kyoto, which is an actual place in Japan. And essentially, the premise of the story is talking about how the samurai era vanished. So you play a Sakamoto Ryoma, which, if you see him right now, is reminiscent of Kiryu from the Yakuza, the Yakuza series. So obviously, this is a descendant of that. And essentially, his role in this game is going to be the historic overturn of the shogunate and Japan, thrusting Japan into a more radical reform, right? Some cool highlights about this game too, Bari, is that you get to fight with a sword and a gun. You can choose to either fight solely with a sword or fight solely with the gun, or you do it together with sword and gun wielding actions, kind of like what you see here. Obviously, you'll also be able to use your fist as well. And some of the other cool features in terms of combat is you can actually summon a tiger to fight and maul enemies. You can also shove pickled plums down enemies' throats that it's like super, super hot, right? And then also there is, you can also wield a cannon for in this game as well. This game is being remade on UE4, Unreal Engine 4 as well.
Hey, yo, Persona funny, yo. I mean, Persona said you can also put a pickled plum in somebody's mouth. Yeah, what's going on with you?
Yo, I'm pointing out the highlights. I'm talking about the highlights, brother.
Hey, yo, nah, this game is good, man. I played the demo on PS4.
Yeah.
Back in the day. With Japanese account. And I liked it. I didn't get to, use a gun. I don't think the demo was that long to get to the gun or whatnot, but you definitely was using the sword, slicing people up. And you pretty much, it's pretty much a Yakuza game, roaming around the world. You have these mini games in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're quote unquote Yakuza, however they want to, claim it, term it back then. But nah, I think a lot of people gonna like it. If you like Yakuza and all the styles or the beat 'em up, is pretty much this, and that's in a samurai format. So yeah, this was actually shocking. When I saw this, I saw this. Remember we was reacting, and I saw the Sega symbol. I was like, what the hell, Sega here? And then I saw the trailer. I was like, oh yeah, Yakuza, what they calling it, like a dragon now. They're changing the name, Ishin. So it looks beautiful, looks great, and it's coming in a packed month next year.
Yeah. No, yeah. February is looking like a very scary. January and February, I think, are looking like very scary months when it comes to gaming. But I actually,
funny though, on the pre-order,
what?
It's pret's up there. It's up there, bro.
Yeah, it shot up there pretty quickly. I was looking at the bestsellers last night. It's really high up there. So there's definitely a lot of interest in this game, especially in the West, which I think is good to see. But like a Dragon Ishin, I like it, man. I like I love that samurai era stuff a lot. So this is definitely a game I'm definitely going to pick up and play and put time into. So I'm definitely really excited for this. This is definitely a day one for me. I love the samurai era in Japan. So this is a day one. It was one of the things too I'm noticing, a pretty big samurai theme, which we'll get to that game soon in our list. But there was a very big samurai era themed games at this state of play as well, which we'll talk about it when we get to it. But
I don't mind that at all.
I love it. I'm just pointing that out, But all right, man, let's get into the next game that we saw, guys. And this is a game that Bari was definitely trying to listen, Bari. I'm with you, but then when I really read through the article and really was like looking at what this was, I was like, all right, the premise of this I think sounds cool. So we're talking about Pacific Drive, right? This was a cool.
Oh, nah, you said I'm with this game?
No. I'm saying you wasn't with this game.
Oh yeah. No, I'm
so
good.
So this is being developed by Ironwood Studios, right? And they actually have a pretty cool, because they mentioned in the article, a pretty strong partnership with PlayStation, which they're giving praise to PlayStation because PlayStation was had faith in them, but. This Pacific Drive is supposed to be coming out in 2023. So the way they describe this game, Bari, is a run-based first-person driving survival game, road light. So it's a road light. So essentially, the premise of the game is, there was the government walled off this this section of the country, the Pacific Northwest, and they were doing all types of experiments with technologies and different things there. They then abandoned that area, and that area then became this Olympic what's it called? Like Olympic ruins type of thing. And so, because of all the rumors of this place and what was going on there, the character, through curiosity, wants to go there. So he ends up going there, and he ends up getting stuck. And his, through his journey, he finds this car, which you see on the screen, and he uses the car to get through. In order for him to get out of this zone, he has to traverse further into the Olympic Pacific Northwest and go through all these different obstacles with the car. So you'll be able to scavenge resources to improve the car. The car will keep you safe, so you got to keep it running. Like, the big premise of this game is you have to keep the car running because the car is what's going to keep you safe. And the name of the area is called the Olympic Peninsula. And then of the Pacific Northwest. And so what the reason why they're describing it as a road light, not road, ROAD, like a road light, is because every time you go to like one of those rest areas to fix up your car and things like that, the obstacles within the world change. So it actually is an ever evolving world where you'll have different types of your run will be different essentially. As you get further into the game, the areas will change significantly. So that's why they're describing it as a road light. I think the premise sounds interesting.
You have to get by yourself there, but if you're interested in that stuff,
I think the premise sounds interesting. Go ahead, Bari. Go ahead, give me your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts, Bari. Go ahead. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts is going to be like my man Andy. It's going to be short and sweet. I'm good. I'm good on this, man. You know what I mean? It looks cool, right? Like, I can see people playing stuff like that, especially in a racing type, adrenaline type, games where you got to keep going, keep moving. But yeah, that's the whole car concept. Always in a car. I get that. But I'm not interested, man. No, respectfully, I'm just not interested.
I get that.
There's nothing really I can say. I read the whole blog. I read the article. I saw the explanation. I think the premise is cool as well, but I'm good, man.
You're good.
Respectfully, I don't want to sound rude.
No, I get. Listen, that's your opinion.
It's my opinion.
That's all you gotta say, man. It's your opinion.
It's my opinion.
It's your opinion, brother. That's all you got to say. You feel me? Like, I respectfully, I get it. Cool. Yeah, I think it sounds interesting, but I think I'm also kind of in the same ballpark where I'm like, it sounds cool. I do think the premise sounds interesting, but for me personally, I'm good. I'm good. But shout out to the people who do find joy in this game, and I hope you do enjoy it. So shout out to Pacific Drive
during the reaction. I ain't gonna say it here, but you already know the vibes.
Yeah, don't say. So shout out to PlayStation Stars. Shout out to Grace Chen. So we got a PlayStation Stars update during this State of Play 2, Bari, where we got a first look at digital collectibles. PlayStation Stars is going to be free to join. You can only digital collectibles can only be earned through PlayStation Stars, and the purpose of it is to commemorate past activities, achievements, and product ownership. The main way you'll be able to earn these collectibles is through campaigns. Now, I'm not talking about video game campaigns. We're talking about campaigns like point earnings and collectible earning activities. So the first one that's happening is called Hit and Play 1994, where they play a portion of the game, play the portion of the music from a game, and you have to start that. If you boot that game up, you get points towards winning. Towards getting the collectible, whatever the collectible is for that, which I think that's actually pretty cool. So PlayStation Stars is supposed to be releasing later this month or later this year, where it's going to be hitting Asia first and then the Americas shortly after. So,
have to.
Bari, what's your thoughts on this?
I'm a big fan of PlayStation Stars. I like them encouraging gamers to just try different games in a very smart way. Yeah, I like the whole digital, collection. I just hope they have it in a nice spot. Like, I know they're going to get rid of the accolades for PlayStation, your PlayStation profile. So if they was to put like the digital collectible stuff there in that section where people can view like what you have earned, I think that would be cool. Or it should set it up like you have like a hub, from Astrobot on PS5.
Yep.
You go to that hub area and everything that you collected throughout the game, it was displayed.
Yep.
If they could do that for everybody's like profile, that will be heat. You know what I
So
mean? Where you can just go around and explore.
one of the things too to also note is that with PlayStation Stars, it's actually going to be starting from the PlayStation app first, and then it will move to consoles later, where you'll be able. Okay. There will be a section in your profile where you'll be able to display these collectibles there on your profile. So there is going to be a section to display it on a profile. But I get what you're saying with like something kind of like how PlayStation Home was, where when you brought somebody to your house, you had like all your trophies and all these other cool things on like shelves and all that stuff. It would be cool if they brought something like that back as well, because I think, that's a cool engagement feature, I think, for people within the community.
Yeah, I think that would be dope, man. Just to show off that stuff, or have like an area where, hey, look at everything I earned here. One thing though, I wish they would elaborate more on is the awards aspect, on how you're getting those awards. Yeah, I know they said certain things about campaign and all that stuff, but yeah, I want more detail as far as like, okay, do I get awards through trophies like you had before on the PlayStation awards, not PlayStation, but the Sony awards website? Do I get rewards from purchasing games? Stuff like that. I think they should highlight a little bit more. But I get the whole campaign stuff, you know what I mean? Trickle the information in, but it is what it is. I think PlayStation Star is gonna be good.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna be really, really cool. I think they're also holding out on details as well. I still think, like, how the reward system was back in the day. I do think they might be implementing that to some degree here, because they did say there would be. I remember in the earlier PlayStation Stars article a while back, they were talking about how there would be monetary gains that, PlayStation Network, like, money or points or whatever like that you could get. So, it'd be interesting to see how they implement all of this all under one once it comes to the console. So I think in terms of this PlayStation Stars hitting the consoles, I think we probably won't see this implemented into the console ecosystem until 2023 at some point. So right now it's only going to be on the app. So we'll see how it plays out there. I just hope they implement it right. But let's get to one of my favorites. I think this was a lot. I think this was a lot of people's favorites during the show. And yes, I am talking about Project Eve. Yes, I am talking about Stellar Blade, which was we did get a new trailer with some really, really awesome music as well, with a lot of combat, and even starting to see more characters that we're going to be interacting with in this game. So Stellar Blade, like I said, is
most importantly PlayStation first party game.
I'm going to let you talk about that after I set this. Well, I'm going to let you talk about that. I mean, we did notice that. I'm going to let you talk about that. But Stellar Blade. So Stellar Blade is coming out in 2023. So one of the interesting things that the director of Shift Up was talking about is, so Stella and Blade, the reason for this name is Stella in Latin means stars, and Blade is representative of Eve's existence. So some of the other characters that you can, I think that in itself is really, really, really interesting. It's like, okay, Stellar Blade, like what, how,
because we see a lot of space in there. When she did that whole Gundam, create the gun, she was outside of, like,
fell from space.
She was in space.
Yeah. And so the story, we got some of the story beats as well. So our main character, her name is Eve, and who you see her
the only beats we got. My bad. Go ahead.
and the character that you saw her interacting with, his name is Adam, right? And the premise of the game is you come to the city, the final city on this planet called Zion. That's the name of the city. And you interact with this old guy that you saw at the very, very beginning. He's like the oracle of this place. And essentially, the world is dying, and there's like not enough resources and all these other crazy things. And I just lost my train of thought. Oh, the enemies that you're fighting, they're called natives. NA:, TIVE. So native, natives or natives, right? That's the enemies that you'll be fighting in the game. Or natives, whatever. And essentially, in terms of the combat, you'll have beta skills and intense skills. Beta skills are kind of like a much stronger version of a normal attack, and your intense skills is like a special attack.
The beta skills is like the special. The burst, intense burst is like a super.
Yeah. Yep.
More
and so we see that this is going to be a PlayStation 5 console exclusive. And one of the interesting things here too is that at the very beginning it says Sony Interactive Entertainment.
Yes, sir.
Why
are you so hesitant to say it, man?
Ain't nobody hesitating, Bari. Come on, cut that. You know damn well ain't nobody hesitating.
You trying to be PC. You was definitely trying to be PC.
Nah, man. I was not. Go ahead. Go ahead. Give us your thoughts on so one of the interesting.
You being nice. That's all. I know you. You being nice.
I know you and you know me. You know me more than I know you, but I know you more than you know me. Cut the cap. You feel me?
The cap. What are the things that we noticed in the beginning of the trailer? Go ahead, brother. Speak it up.
And so one of the things that we noticed about Project Eve at the very beginning, and if you were watching my live reaction, me and Bari both noticed this. Sony Interactive Entertainment presents. That was at the very, very start of this game, which is leading us to believe that we know that this is being supported. PlayStation is absolutely putting a lot of money and a lot of stock behind this. But the belief is that PlayStation might have either acquired or is in the process of acquiring this studio. So Bari, man, give us your thoughts on this, man, about all of it. Stellar Blade, the acquisition, that whole Sony SIE in the beginning, all of it.
Yeah, first and foremost, I think the trailer was beautiful. I think the game itself looks beautiful. The visual flair of the game, the trailer was running, like wonderfully. There was like all the stuff that was going on. There was no frame drops, all this slashing, like near automata kind of move sets and stuff. You still didn't see any like drops or anything, keeping that visual, pop for the game. But yeah, seeing that SIE at the beginning, that tells you, one thing, that PlayStation like fully funded the game. Where it's a first party, game. Yes, it's a third party developer that's creating it. It's not their own developer, but PlayStation is fully funding the game over so they can have it on their console exclusively. But one thing, when I saw that, it brought me back to Returnal. Okay, remember Returnal and Housemarque? We saw the same thing. And there at that showcase, that was the first showcase, right? Or the second one? No, Returnal was the first one.
The first one, yeah.
Yeah, in June? Yeah. Was it June or May?
It was like June. One of those months. It was June.
And right there from when I said that, I said, did PlayStation acquire Housemarque? And, everybody was like, no, man, that's not going to happen or whatnot. Then a couple of months later, what happened? Boom. I just think that if this game is successful, if this game becomes very popular or within the PlayStation community, it's a possibility that they can be bought. And I think it would be a smart thing to have a studio like that creating these action type games like this, like a Devil May Cry, Bayonetta type game. I just hope that it's really good. I hope the story is really, really good. From what I'm reading in the article, yeah, it feels like it's going to be good because they're pretty much saying, yeah, this character is beautiful. Yeah, she's thick, like everybody's saying. But in the article in the blog, they're telling you that hopefully you can immerse yourself within the story and understand Eve's emotions. You know what I mean? They're not talking about her physical look and all that stuff. From the developer, even though that's there. That's more eye candy. But I hope the story hits, and I hope it's really good. I hope Eve is a great character that people can relate to, and this can this franchise or this game can grow into a franchise. And yeah, we'll see what PlayStation can do with that from there.
Yo, Eve is looking fire. You understand? They knew what they were doing. Yeah, they knew what they were doing creating this character. But the story and the premise and like the character models and the enemy, how the enemies look, the world, the combat, the way her hair float, like all this shit looks fire, man. Like this game looks really, good, really, yeah. This game just looks really, really good. This is one of my. I'm gonna be honest. This is one of my most anticipated for 2023. This is definitely up there in my top 5, 100% in my top 5. Stellar Blade. So shout out to Shift Up. This game is a day one, guys. This was a really, really good trailer as well. Showed a lot of gameplay. Gave us nice little story beats. So shout out to PlayStation, man.
Oh yeah, you did skip SynDuality.
I didn't. We still got three more games to talk about. What are you talking about? I'm not done.
Oh. I mean, if you was going in order.
Oh, I might have. Did I?
Oh no, because PlayStation messed up the order. No, you're right. You on point. We going in the PlayStation order.
Yeah, that's a PlayStation. That's the order I was doing for PlayStation. Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's Stellar Blade. And then the next one. Now this is a game that I am extremely, extremely excited for. Rise of the Ronin. So this game is slated to release in 2024. It's being made by Team Ninja. It is an action RPG, and this is Team Ninja. From what Team Ninja is saying, man, Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo, they saying like, yo, man, they put their heart into this, man. They, the games that they made, they wanted to step it up to another level. So they put this, this is what this is, and this is really supposed to be kind of similar to Like a Dragon. It's during the era of the fall of the samurai, but also what we'll be seeing in this gameplay and in the game and the story is a lot of Western influences starting to impact the world and in Japan and where they're at. So we're going to be seeing a lot of those concepts and things come through. And the main character, he is a lone samurai. He serves no master. He answers to no one. And a lot of the decisions he makes is for his own benefit and not necessarily for the benefit of like a master or something like that, or a clan. So this game is slated for 2024. But even for it to be coming out in 2024, they showed a lot of gameplay. Like, so I think this game is definitely a good ways along, where I think 2023 we'll definitely be getting some type of demo or some type, a really much larger scale gameplay, like a mission or something like that we can see. But Bari, how you feeling about Rise of the Ronin, bro?
Yeah, I'm loving the concept of this game here. This period, the Edo period, I'm really liking it. As far as like one of my favorite samurai periods, because you see that Western influence starting to affect Japan, and like the samurai itself is like, dwindling, but there's, people that still want to keep that tradition. Like one of my favorite movies is with Tom Cruise. I know a lot of people bash this movie because it's a white guy being a samurai, but the concept of the movie was always amazing, highlighting that Edo period as far as like technology and Western lifestyle influence in Japan, but some people still fighting to keep that tradition, you know what I mean? But this, instead of focusing on just like a traditional samurai, they're focusing here on a Ronin, you know what I mean? And like Ronin is a lone wolf, a lone samurai that makes his choices for his own. It's not like just following the whole Bushido code and all that stuff. He's still a samurai in itself, but it's not like a traditional samurai. But yeah, from what I'm seeing with the trailer, looks amazing. I see the weapons. You know what I mean? I was like, a typical samurai wouldn't use this. This is why you're using the whole Ronin aspect of it. So yeah, I think they got one here with this game. It looks beautiful. There's certain things that I feel they can work on from what I seen in the trailer. Is that the horse animation? It looked a little stiff in my opinion. But 2024, like you said, we got time to optimize and fix a lot of these things up. But you're going to be doing a lot of things, man. The whole gliding, you have the whole tenshu type of grappling hook kind of thing going on. You know what I mean? It's definitely a vibe, man. Definitely looking forward to seeing more of this game. Even though you can sit back, develop, and then late 2023 or second half of 2023, we'll probably see this game again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I could see something like this, like 2024 coming out like fall 2024, which gives them a comfortable 2 years of dev time. So yes. I could definitely see that as well. For me personally, I love this time period. I think the character model, like we see here with old boy on a ship, that can look a little bit more tightened up a little bit.
They can polish it up.
Yeah, polish this up a little bit more. But the fact that this is PS5 exclusive also gives me hope that a lot more developers, especially our Japanese dev teams, they're starting to move to that PlayStation 5 solely PS5, which is something that I really am advocating for across the board, really. So I'm very happy that this game is going to be next gen only, because that gives the developers even more. There are no strings on them type of ordeal. Shout out to Ultron. Where they really can develop and really create the best version of this game on consoles. So I'm happy to see that this is PlayStation 5 only. I'm very impressed with the gameplay. I think this looks dope. And really and truly, I know there's gonna be a little.
Persona. We gotta give Team Ninja some kudos. These guys are some workhorses, bro.
Yeah, they pumping out games,
content pretty fast, bro. From Neo to other smaller titles,
the Neo 2,
Wulong,
Neo 2.
Yeah, they've been consistent, like every year or something, or every 2 years they have put out like a game. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, they've been really putting out a lot of great content. So shout out to them, man. They really killing it out here. And I'm excited for this, man. This is a day one. Before we get to the rest of the games, I just want to shout out the super chats real quick. Yo, Josh Frank, man, appreciate you for the Canadian $5, man. Appreciate you. He says, "Let's go, my boys." PlayStation had a great week when we coded and yeah, I don't want to read that, man. Not on this show, man. I appreciate it, Josh. I do. And then Ekim, appreciate you for the super chat. He says, "Eve can save my world, LOL. For real, Stellar Blade looks great. Been on my radar since I heard it was inspired by." It's kind of cut off a little bit. I heard it was inspired by one of my favorite games, Nier Automata. Yeah, and just to go back to Stellar Blade,
that from the trailer,
yeah, definitely big inspiration from Nier. And shout out to Yuki Taro, who creator of the Nier Automata series. He said he actually gave a lot of praise and kudos to Stellar Blade, and was really he's really rallying behind this game and really like, look, check this out. This is fire. So, if he's giving kudos to that, I think that's also going to be big for like a lot of folks in the community, because, you got the creator of the Nier Automata series that's also praising this game, plus coupled with how beautiful it looks, this interesting story, coupled with the character model, right? Like let's be real, man. No one here is blind, right? We all see the goddamn character model. I think that's also going to play into people wanting to pick the game up. I'm being honest. So, shout out to
the music, you can definitely hear that Nier influence.
Yep.
The battle mechanics as well, you see that. But yeah, I think Stellar Blade is gonna be amazing. And yeah, Eve, she can ring my bell. She can ring my bell. I should have said that right. It's 2022.
All right, man. Let's move on, man. We almost through. This is only the first part, guys. Trust me, we got a lot more. All right, man. So let's talk about the next game here, called SynDuality. So there was no date for this game, but some of the cool things, Bari, was that this is kind of like a post-apocalyptic world, right? So there was this mysterious rain that happened that really wiped out a lot of the humans, and in the process also created a new type of life form or create, these wild, crazy creatures that also are searching to devour humans. So the year is 2022, and you're in the world of Amacia, this is a world where human and AI are working to coexist, right? This is going to be a PvPvE style game, and the big premise of this game from your end is you're a scavenger, and the way you're trying to make money is the way you make a living is by going out and collecting AO crystals with your AI mech partner. And yeah, that's the game, SynDuality. And like I said, it's open world, and you'll be coming across both like regular ads and also real life humans in the world and fighting. So that's the premise of the game. It's coming out 2023. Okay, 2023. It looks cool, but I think I need to see more of this, honestly. What you think, Bari?
No, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. At first, when I was, the first couple of seconds of the trailer, I was like, it's probably gonna be a skit, man. I see a whole bunch of mining and farming and all that stuff that you got to do, put down your resources and all that. But the more the trailer was going forward, I was like, hold up, I'm kind of liking this, man. And I'm a big fan of like mechs and all that stuff. So yeah, it's definitely intriguing. And then learning that it's going to be PvPvE definitely is something that is tickling my fancies with this game, man. So yeah, I agree with you. Kind of do want to see more.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I think it looks cool and I like the premise. I just need to see a little bit more before I definitively say, yo, this is a day one. Because the fact that there's mechs and you controlling mechs and all that, that's already got me super hyped. I love like mech style stuff, but I just need to see a little, just a tad bit more, Bari. Just a tad bit.
Real talk. When I was rewatching the trailers and all that stuff, I got like a Xeno Saga vibe to this game, like how the atmosphere and how the mech and all that stuff was. But we'll see with it.
Yeah, we'll definitely see.
It's classified as a shooter, so that might tickle some people's fancies with that.
Yes, sir. That's definitely got me it's got me focused. All right, boy. It's time. I can't do it as good as you.
You gotta yawn, so you pretty much yawning.
Yo.
Oh man, no cap, Persona. I could listen to that all day, yo.
Facts.
If you working out and you hear that God of War thing, let's get it. That's a hit, yo.
Now, boy, before we get to the meat and potatoes of that ending of that state of play, we got to get to something that I think is equally good, but also, if PlayStation would have ended with this, I would have went off. Don't get it twisted. I think this controller looks awesome. But boy, pre-order. Oh boy, oh yeah, this is day one pre-order. Boy, oh boy,
I'm telling them don't do it, so I can get it.
So pre-orders,
they smart though how they did this.
Yep.
Because they showed that's the wolf and the ice and all that stuff. So pretty much, saying this is Ragnarok. What's causing because Finir and all that stuff. Whatever, the lore or whatnot.
Yeah.
But seeing that, I was just like, is this going into the trailer? I saw the controller. I was like, oh man, yo, one critique I saw that people were saying is that they wish the white part was like a crystal kind of clear part because it will represent like ice a little bit better. I kind of agree with that. I think that would have been dope too.
Yeah.
But I like the blue and I like the white. I think this controller looks amazing.
So before I get to the controller, I need to talk about how I was feeling live while we were watching this state of play. When I seen this and then I saw it was a controller, my blood was boiling. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, because I thought they were gonna end it with that controller, and that was it. If PlayStation would have did that, oh, my energy would have. Yeah,
it was like one more thing,
and then it was this controller, and I was like, yo, my blood was boiling. I was just like, yo, no, you did not, PlayStation. No, you did not. But PlayStation definitely, they definitely came through. But listen, the controller is beautiful. It's a dope controller. I'm gonna get it day one. Don't pre-order this, guys. Y'all don't need no more controllers. Like, y'all don't need this.
Y'all don't need this,
y'all
man.
need this. Y'all need this, man. Who wants more controllers, right? Listen,
I was see a WUPS review,
right.
Let me and Persona get it so we can have a WUPS
review.
A WUPS
review, exactly. So the controller goes up for pre-order September 27th and will be available on the same day as Ragnarok's release. So November 9th, it'll be available. I think it looks beautiful. I agree. It would have been cool to have the clear in the middle, but I like this colorway. This white and blue looks beautiful. So the controller's day one. Let's hope I'm able to get this, unlike I was able to get the damn Ellie, The Last of Us Firefly edition. Let's hope I'm actually able to get this. Right?
Can I tell the PlayStation before we get to God of War?
Yeah, sure.
Can I have a heart-to-heart PlayStation?
Absolutely.
PlayStation. Hey, Jay Bari here. Best listen on YouTube. Let's have a conversation real quick. Oh, let me just talk to you. You see the color on this controller? Do you see it? Persona, can you pause there right on the controller, please? Can you just, Persona, I need you to press the pause button right there on that controller, please. So I can talk to PlayStation. PlayStation, okay? I need you to make a plate in that blue color, please, so I can mix and match, please. You know what I mean? Because if you have a blue plate like that, I guarantee you, that PlayStation Blue, I guarantee you, that thing is gonna go like hotcakes. Not the camouflage. No camouflage. A blue just like that. Perfect blue. And I will mix match. Oh my God, I can't. Listen, PlayStation, just listen to me, please. I know I sound crazy. Please listen to me. Put that blue plate out this year. Please. God of War, new blue plate with the controller. Please. I need that.
I'm actually really surprised that they did. I feel like this is a huge missed opportunity for them to have that God of War controller plate combo. I am very, very, very surprised they didn't also do a plate with the wolves on each side of the. You know how amazing that would have looked with that,
Mm-hmm.
and the wolves could have been in white instead of blue here, and the plate could have been blue.
I'm gonna turn it up. The Pulse headset, a blue and white version, just like that.
Yeah, that'd have been nice.
That's gonna sell that's gonna sell 500K. Get them hardwares out there in that blue and white and watch that thing go up like hotcakes.
Yeah,
watch.
Yeah.
Watch.
I'm very, very surprised that they didn't put plates out. I'm extremely surprised at this. Extremely
that blue
surprised.
sexy boy.
But don't get it twisted. This controller. So I was originally going to use the Cosmic Red controller to play God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah, I remember.
But I see this controller, and I'm like, now what kind of gamer would I be not to use the God of War Ragnarok controller to play God of War Ragnarok? So we're absolutely using the Ragnarok controller to play Ragnarok.
Yeah, if we get this, but the thing is,
no, ain't no if we get it. You got to speak into existence, Bari. When we get this,
I'm about to tell you, you're gonna be playing that game 12 a.m. on the dot. That controller not gonna be there at 12 a.m. on the dot.
Fair enough. All right, so I'll open up the Cosmic Red and start with that. But once my controller gets there in the morning or in the afternoon, we're putting that Cosmic Red up. The Cosmic Red's going up. It's going to sit in the charging station indefinitely, right?
I'm gonna use that sky. What's it called? The sky blue. I'm gonna use that sky blue one. That's the main one I've been using. Is the sky blue.
Now, Bari, to end off this
Yo, you gotta put your birthday to see that trailer. That's a mature game,
yes,
boy.
sir. Now, Bari, we gotta end off this talk about this week's state of play with the one of now, Bari. I know. I might be a little bit biased because I am extremely excited for God of War Ragnarok, but I think this trailer is one of the best trailers I've seen. I say this trailer is like in my top 3 for this year. I would even say in the last like 5 years, this trailer is in my top 3. Obviously Final Fantasy 16 is up there as well, and Final Fantasy 7. But Bari, man, let's talk about the close of the show for State of Play, where they ended the show with arguably one of the most hyped moments. I was going crazy watching this trailer.
As you should.
So first off, I told y'all we was gonna get God of War here. I told y'all.
65%.
No, I didn't. But yo, Mike, shut up. Go back to my tweets. In my tweet predictions, I said we was gonna get God of War, snippet of God of War gameplay, a new trailer, and all that. So, your boy was right. Exactly. You understand? I'm a mini insider. You feel me? But yo, listen, the God of War trailer, they ended it with this. We saw a lot, here with the story beats, some more combat. Got to see a lot more of the different realms we're gonna be going through.
Yo, before we get into the trailer, cause you gotta highlight this first, yo. 4.5 million views in what? This is what, 5 days?
Yeah,
no,
5
this
days.
is 4 days. 4. But the show was
Tuesday,
the 13th, right?
Tuesday, it was Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. That's crazy, yo, and it hit over 1 million views in less than 24 hours. Because right at 12 a.m. the next day, it was already at 1 million. People is anticipating this game, man.
Yeah, this game's gonna sell. Like, people really want this game. They really want this game.
It is the second best selling game currently right now on the PlayStation Store for pre-order. So you got Call of Duty, the Vault Edition, and the regular edition. And then what's the highest selling version? The digital deluxe edition.
Yep, that's the $80 version.
Yeah. People talking about $70, but the digital deluxe edition is the best selling version of this game.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep. So yeah, this God of War Ragnarok, talk to us, Bari, man. Seeing this trailer, how are you feeling, man? How, like, after seeing this, what are your thoughts? Like, how like, are you even more hyped? Like, what's going on with you, bro? Talk to us.
I'm hella hyped, man, because everything that I was expecting to see in like a trailer leading up to the launch, like most likely this is probably going to be their last trailer because this is their story trailer. I pretty much got seeing Thor and that battle was epic as hell. Seeing him throwing Mjolnir versus the Leviathan axe, I was just like, yo, this is crazy. And certain theories I had with how they're gonna take the story kind of revealed itself with Skull and Hati, and Loki. I say Loki, Atreus. They're using them to like change, from night to day or day to night. I was like, okay, we see those two because they teased those two already, with Fenrir and all that stuff. But everything I wanted in a trailer, they showcased here. Even showing how upset like Freya is gonna be and her whole mistletoe thing. She's taking that back because that was the one thing that would reverse the curse, not the curse or whatever spell that she put on Boulder, and that was what used to kill Boulder. And when that thing slid down from Atreus and she's looking at it, she's like, she's getting more upset or whatnot, or like you see the emotion in her face, and then seeing them the Valkyries are back. Oh my
Pretender God for the All-Father. I was like,
yeah, man. And the sayings in the trailer was this heat. Like whoever edited this trailer did a perfect job.
Yeah,
this was definitely one of those kind of Square Enix spoiler trailers. To be honest with you,
they showed a lot.
It was still a well-crafted trailer because even some of the phrases that Kratos have, it's like, "Death can have me when it earns me." I was just like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I
yo.
think the script for this game is gonna be immaculate, man. Cause like the stuff that I'm seeing like being said and talked about, it really is just like so good, bruh. Like,
Bro, I think we're gonna be playing this game for a long time. This is gonna be the longest God of War game we played for sure. Just story wise and everything that have to come together for that one reveal or that one climactic ending. You have to piece that together, properly. So you're gonna have to take your time to actually tell that story. So I think it's gonna be there. I think this game is gonna be super long. So like all the rumors and all the stuff we're hearing about is being the longest, and it's gonna be like 40 to like 50 or 60 hours. I think that is true.
I want that though, bro. I want that. I'm happy.
For
I'm
sure.
happy for this to be a 60-hour God of War game, like a 60-hour story. What? I welcome that, bro. I welcome that shit.
Just having a game like that and the combat like how it is. We got a little preview of the combat with all these trailers. Yo, I think we're in for an amazing time, man. Like this is just a must-have. If you have a PS5, you know what I mean. If you have a PS4, well, more so.
With all due respect, I would not sully this game by playing it on a PS4. This is a game. Yeah, everything I'm seeing in these trailers, it screams you need to be playing this on a PS5. I'm sorry. The win, the look at the Thor versus Kratos fight at the end. Just everything. You see the ice cracking beneath their feet as they run towards each other.
Thor is agile too, man.
Thor moving. That's a big boy. Yes, sir.
Big burly boy, but he moving.
Yes, sir. That man been eating his Wheaties. He good out here.
I know when we do that battle. Yo, I'm gonna be like my feelings. I'm gonna be emotional.
You're a big Thor. You're a big Thor fan. Yeah, you're a big Thor fan. Yeah, this trailer, because I've been wanting them to give more information and show more for a minute, like something just more. And those, with all due respect to Game Informer, because I rock with Game Informer heavy. Them 1 minute, 1.5 minute. Man, I ain't trying to see that, man. I want to see more. Yeah, man, I want to see more. This quenched my hunger for God of War information and God of War. Seeing more. This good.
I know the answer already, but after seeing this trailer, tell me you ain't look at that collector's edition or that Yonar edition say, just making sure that's cemented, because I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna want to have that millionaire in their background or next to them now.
Yes, sir. That trailer now? Hell, I did. I
went to my email just making sure. I said, type that thing. Oh yeah.
I went to PlayStation. I went to PlayStation for the Jotnar, because like the Jotnar is my edition. That's the one I want the most. The Jotnar on PlayStation Direct, I went there, checked, make sure the address is correct, make sure my payment is right and up to date. I want to make sure there is no hiccups when they take the bread. You understand? Because I want that Mjolnir. I want that Mjolnir so bad. I'm going to display that. I'm gonna get like an actual like case to put it in and all that. But
it's a nice little detail too. You see how Thor called Mjolnir back?
He snapped his fingers. Yes, sir. I noticed that. I was like, yo, did he just snap his fingers to bring Mjolnir back? That's some swag right there, bro.
When we do get Mjolnir, it's because the Leviathan axe have his own animation. I think that's going to be the animation like that.
Yo, if Kratos snaps his fingers to bring Mjolnir back, that is gonna be yo, I can't wait for this game, bro. I can't wait for this. Yo, November 9th, I am going MIA. Like this game, it's all about this game, bro, and nothing else.
Respectfully, man, that weekend right there, it's not gonna be a WUPS.
No, it's not. No. Absolutely.
But definitely stay tuned for the following weekend.
Yep, the following weekend we'll definitely talk about it. But all right, so that was the state of play. What's your score, Bari? What you giving the state of play?
Oh, I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. After all the emotions and everything, I was like, all right, I'll dock you just for that goddamn racing game, that Pacific Drive. But I thought this was an amazing state of play.
Yeah.
Very 10 games that had a lot of impact. I love the format of State of Play always. I just like how they communicate with gamers. This is a show for gamers where it focuses on the games, not the other fluff and all that stuff.
Yeah.
With these other shows. So
Yeah. And no PC announcements here. I was very happy about that.
Yo, thank you for reminding me of that, yo. They listening to WUPS, yo. Real talk, because listen, we understand that PlayStation is going into, PC, and they're going to be releasing more games to the PC, understandably, right? But the end of the day, no PlayStation fan is tuning into State of Play to hear PC announcement. Keep that shit on Twitter or a blog, like you did just now with the Uncharted, Legacy of Thieves edition.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do what you did like at, the Spider-Man PC announcement, because that ruins the hype. And it's not a fanboy thing. It's just that this is just how console gamers think. Like, we're not trying to hear about nothing else outside of PlayStation 5 or PS4. That's just respect. You know what I mean? And they did that. You know what I mean? Because right after this whole showcase and whatnot, we got the announcement for the Uncharted thing coming to PC in, I think, next month or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I like that shows that you respect your fan base and you understand your fan base. You're listening to your fan base.
Yeah.
And I know the fake neutrals is going to try to, twist it like, oh, that's the fanboy. Like, why would they do that? Why would it? Nah, man, keep that PC announcement stuff away from the PlayStation focus shows.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think after really sitting down and thinking about it, because when you watch my live reaction, I was like 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. The hype settled down a bit, and I really thought about it. I'm like, it's a 9 out of 10 for me. Because I didn't really care about Hogwarts being there, and I don't want Hogwarts to turn into a Deathloop situation where every time there's an event from PlayStation moving forward until it's released, we keep seeing it. I'm very excited for Hogwarts, and that's a day one. It's a day one.
Though.
It was a smart trailer because it
highlighted the exclusive content coming, because they pretty much just brushed around it at first, but now you actually got a trailer focusing and telling you what it's about. So I understand that, but I lean where you at too. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't want it to be a Deathloop situation, and I do agree. Like it being the smart, it being the the exclusive mission or whatever that they got coming. I get it from that perspective, but I don't want this shit shoved down my throat. Pause. Like every show. Like, all right, we've seen enough. We know it's coming out. I'm super excited. Like, all right, let's move on. All right. But all right, man, let me get these super chats real quick. Yo, DC Gamer, appreciate you for the super chat. He says, PlayStation has been slipping with the custom consoles and plates. I don't know why we haven't gotten any this generation. They are usually very big on that. I think the reason why we haven't been getting the actual custom consoles is because supply chain issues is still something they're still trying to get underway. I think once that is like 100%, like, all right, we know that we can produce, I think we'll start seeing that stuff. But I think at least doing the plates, I think they should start doing more plates at least in the meantime. And then True Virgil, appreciate you for the super chat. He says, let Bari hum that thing. And then Titanfall Princess, appreciate you resubbing for the WUPS Nation. 2 months as a member on the channel. We appreciate you, Titanfall. And then Strong Jawline Herman, appreciate you for the super chat. He says, but still no Ace Combat 8, bruh. Who knows? Maybe Ace Combat. Who knows? Maybe we'll get some news about that soon.
If Ace Combat is always gonna come, bro. They at the 7th game, and you talking about they want the 8? Yeah,
it's gonna come.
Be patient. That game gonna come, bro.
Yeah, well. But all right, moving on, man. So another surprise this week that we got, Bari, was the PlayStation VR2 hands-on that a lot of the publications got, which it was, yo, you funny, bro. Which, it was really cool, really dope. Seeing a lot of, these publishers, not publishers, but a lot of the publications like CNET, like Eurogamer and all that, they putting their thoughts out there, all that, right? So, I just want to go through the highlights of what was the recurring thing that we kept hearing, at least for me, like what I kept seeing when it came to them describing both the PlayStation VR headset itself and also the games that they played. So with the PlayStation VR2, a lot of what the hands-on was saying was it's got great graphics, great lighting, feels smaller and lighter. It has advanced haptic feedback in the controller and the headset. So we'll be feeling the haptics in the controller, and there'll be a certain type of vibration that you'll feel in the headset during certain scenes, which I think is cool. You can also, it's also headset friendly. So you can use an overhead headset, but you can also use in-ear headset as well. And there's a cool earbud holder that's connected on the actual PSVR headset itself. You can connect any headset, and the controllers also feel pretty lightweight, Bari, from what we're saying. So it's not too heavy, it's not too light. It feels like the right weight in terms of when you'll be holding controllers. And one of the things that I heard, one specific person over at CNET, he was singing the praise of the eye tracking, right? So because he was using the eye tracking with. Say it again.
How did he sound?
He sounded very enthusiastic about it.
He said the eye tracking is amazing. He said he was singing the praise.
Yes, sir. Oh, my fault. That joke flew over my head.
Yeah,
so
it
definitely did. It definitely did.
Was bad.
Yeah, it was. Work on that. Yeah. So he was speaking on the eye tracking and how the actual cameras, the camera, being connected on the headset, and the eye tracking, where it's kind of having you move it's having you move your eyes around, and whatever the headset is doing, it's viewing like where your eye motions are most, and it actually sets the game up to be the highest fidelity in those areas. So the game that he used for an example was Resident Evil Village. When he was playing Resident Evil Village, where he was looking, it was extremely, extremely vibrant and very highly graphical looking and stuff like that. Yeah, it got
feature called?
VRS or whatever. I forgot what it's called.
VRR. It was the other one. Oh, machine learning.
Or something like that. Yeah.
You look at certain aspects in the game, is making that part look the best.
Yeah.
I
know what you're talking about. I just forgot the actual name of it. VHS was the joke I would use. But so for RE Village, but then obviously the corners would be a little less graphical. But the recurring theme from all 4 games that he played, so he played Horizon Call to the Mountain, Star Wars, and Resident Evil Village. Great lighting, great colors, good realism, great immersion. So that was the recurring theme from all 4 of those games. So Bari, hearing all of these hands-on and kind of hearing all these things that we're hearing with the VR2, what's your thoughts, man?
I think VR2 is going to be amazing. It kind of went in line with a lot of the assumptions or things that we've been saying about VR2, about the quality of it, the fidelity. Some previews was leaning towards the price. It was like, don't think this thing is not going to be $499. The quality, what this thing is producing is top tier, and is surpassing some of the high quality VR headsets that's currently out right now. One of the big I guess I don't want to call this a con because I didn't use the peripheral yet, or the device yet, is that I saw a lot of people talk about the controller and how they wish they had a hand strap to it. Right now it has a wrist type of lanyard thing that you could connect the controller to, but certain games they wish they could have had a hand strap, because it does feel better, where you can probably rest your hand in a moment where you don't have to constantly clench your hand up holding the controller. I think that would be smart for PlayStation look into, or probably a third party person will probably, we sell third party hand straps. That's something that I would definitely look into when it comes to VR2. But yeah, overall, the previews, they sound great. People seem like this is going to be a big hit. The games look amazing, they play amazing, and that's what we want, man. Yep, 100%. When it comes to VR, just to further immerse yourself within these games. And I'm there day one. But yeah, PlayStation, look into that hand strap thing, please. Thank you.
Yeah. From what I've been seeing and what I'm hearing from all the hands-on, it's got me that much more excited. anyone that think this is gonna be less than $500, you're smoking. This is
Crazy. Yo,
I'm telling you right now.
Yo,
This
I
this
see
is
somebody say 199, bro. I was just like, yo,
you got to be an idiot if you think that this game is gonna be 199.
The Oculus is like that, or whatever they call it, meta thing now. It's not even that cheap.
Listen, be prepared. Crazy. Be prepared to pay if you're trying to get into PlayStation VR2. This is absolutely gonna be 500 or more, hands down.
Like the 100%. You know why too? Because there's no real competition on the console side of things. So PlayStation can put that price wherever they feel. I think 500 is quite reasonable because for the specs that you are getting, it is the cheapest VR headset out available compared to the PC counterparts. Mm-hmm. But also on a console counterpart, there's none to compare to. So they can price it however they feel because there's no real competition.
Yeah. So, you know, I just think, damn, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I just think, you know, the pricing, you know, 500 or more. And, you know, I like what I'm hearing when it comes to the visuals of the actual headset itself and the fidelity, because that's a big thing as well. And I'm glad that they're definitely going to be up in that quite a bit. So first game I'm playing is Horizon Call to the Mountain anyway. Like we know that's definitely going to be a launch title. So that's day one. The other, the negative side, I don't know if we want to call this a negative or not. Well, yeah, I guess it is a negative, but the negative side of PlayStation VR news that we got this week as well, that was confirmed on the PlayStation's official PlayStation podcast. They confirmed that PlayStation VR 1 games are not going to be compatible with PlayStation VR 2. Some of the things that I've been seeing in terms of this news has to do with the actual technology differences between the PlayStation VR 1 and VR 2 and how those games were built for both were for 1 as opposed to 2. That PlayStation VR 2's technology, controller mappings and things like that, and just how the overall game would function on PSVR 2, it would actually break because of everything so much more that you can do in PSVR 2 as opposed to PSVR 1. So that's a big reason why these games are not going to be playable, backwards compatible.
Feature rich.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on that, Bari?
Tell people that it's the reason why it's not going to be compatible is due to the camera, one, and how the PlayStation VR 2 is built. It got 4 in cameras. So PlayStation 1, everything it tracks through the camera, and it will place a play room area using your camera as far as like what's, you know, how much space you have. But and that would determine your play space within the game as well. You know what I mean? With PlayStation VR 2, you create your play area. You know what I mean? Where it's like the camera is watching everything that you're doing. So it's hard to explain because if you haven't used VR, if you use VR, you will understand. But if you haven't used it, you're probably like, what the fuck are you talking about, Bari? The camera, you know what I mean? They can easily do it. No, it's way different than how they implemented with the PlayStation VR 1 games and what they're saying here with VR 2. It sucks, to be honest with you. Matter of fact, shout out to Persona, because I did not see this tweet, bro. I did not see this news, this information. It was always an assumption for me that they're gonna do it. But one of my favorite games, PlayStation 1, is Moss. The PolyArt came out with Moss 2 a couple of months ago. I started the game up in VR. I was like, you know what? Great game. Can't wait to play it. Can't wait to finish it. But I really want to play this in VR 2. And I had the mindset that this is gonna, be like backwards compatible. So, right when you hook up the VR, PlayStation VR 2, you'll be able to play Moss 2. So when I saw the whole not backwards compatible with PlayStation VR 2 and PlayStation VR, I was crushed. Because I was like, damn, bro, I want to finish this game, so I gotta boot up this VR 1. I can't play this on the VR 2. And my man Persona came in he came in clutch. He's like, nah, they already confirmed that they working on the VR 2 version. I was like, your talk, all the worries and complaints. I was just like, forget that. Well, you know what I mean? I still was like, this sucks. It sucks, but I was like, forget that. Moss 2 on VR 2. I missed it. I apologize, guys. I didn't see it at all. And that's crazy because I love that developer. You know what I mean? And I did not see that tweet. But I understand why it's not backwards compatible, but it's still disappointing to present it like that, or just hear the news. But if you didn't get into VR yet, which majority of you guys didn't, I don't see no issue of you not wanting to get into VR2. But for those people that got into VR1, bought a lot of games for VR1, hopefully those developers do update the implementation of how the games are played so you can play it on VR2. But yeah, not being backwards compatible is kind of disappointing, real talk. But I'm happy that Moss is I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm happy that Moss is available on VR2, yo. Moss 2, by the way.
I understand. My whole thing is I understand it, right? With the different technologies. I just hate how like this like this sometimes, man, like Twitter is just like, you just know how people are gonna react. Like people who do not play PSVR have no interest in it, had no interest in it, and still don't have an interest in it with PSVR2 are just angry about this. And it's like, why? You don't play this stuff.
Could they?
Yeah, didn't they make these excuses? Oh, what if someone, PSVR2 is not going to have no games, so, what are they going to play? And it's like, what are you talking? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what if I was to get into PSVR? I can't play any old games. Why would I buy a $500-600 headset to play something that came out 5 years ago? Yeah. I just don't get this stuff, man. It's like, yo, what are you talking about?
You know what it is too? And this is something that we always preach here as well. It's always good to get the information from the horse's mouth, because if you were to read Twitter and not listen to the PlayStation blog podcast, your mindset will be completely different. You'd be like, oh, PlayStation anti-consumer, PlayStation this, oh my God, why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? Oh, this is terrible. Yo, shun PlayStation, don't get this, don't. You would think it's much worse than it is. But when you actually listen to, I forgot the guy's name. I think he was the lead designer of PlayStation VR2. And the reasons why, it's like, yeah, it's a complete next-gen experience. And they didn't want to limit anything at all. So it's very
understandable. I believe it. Yeah, I get it, man. Listen, if it comes to, for me personally, if it comes to getting better technology where you can make even better games and do even more, leave it behind, man. Leave that old shit behind and move forward. Like I'm being real, man. Leave it behind. Like it is what it is. I just
hope that some of the developers can, with some of these games, can update the game. Because one game I think that will be so lit in VR2, man, but the studio it no longer exists, Persona, man, and that is Riggs. That's like one of my favorite VR game.
I thought they shut those servers down.
Yeah, they're shutting the servers down, and the studio no longer exists.
Yeah, so
if that game, damn man, if that was like a VR2 game, I promise you, people, because that has the whole eye tracking and it works flawlessly. Like how you aim, your rig, you use it through eye tracking or your head movement. You know what I mean? And it was amazing, man. It was a very fun, competitive game. The single player was dope, but yeah, it just sucks that Gorilla Cambridge shut down, and the service is going.
Yeah. But we'll see. I just hope that they just have a nice healthy dose of games that's coming out on a regular basis. So far, yeah, it looks so, yeah. All right, Bari, it's time. The community has been waiting, and we have been talking. It's time to get into some enemy AC-130 above. It's time to get into that call. I'm reloading. I'm talking enemy about behind me. I'm jumping. Listen, it's time to get into. It's time to get into this Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 beta. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! So the beta came out yesterday. Me and Bari was streaming it super late to like almost 12 o'clock at night. I was on it for like a minute. Me and Bari both have a lot to say here.
I wrote it all down for the show.
good. So you know what? I know that because you're very passionate when we were talking off air. So I kind of want you to start us off, and I'll interject because you and I align with so much. I don't want to be repeating what you say, so I'm gonna let you take lead here, and then I'll just interject with certain areas just to give kind of my 1-2. So Bari, I'm gonna start with you. Let's talk about this Modern Warfare 2 beta, brother. You know, how are we feeling? How you feeling, brother? Talk to us.
All right. So currently, right now, I made a tweet giving my thoughts. So the points that I'm going to say, if you can chime in whenever and interrupt me or whatnot, you know the vibes, right? So this is my thoughts on Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Before I even get to and read out my tweet and all that stuff, I don't think this game is a bad game. It has a good baseline. It has the potential to be a great Call of Duty game, but I think due to the arrogance of Infinity Ward and developers, they have a vision of how they want to push Call of Duty going forward, and that vision does not incorporate longtime COD fans. Is that wrong?
No, you're on base. You're on base.
All right, that's being done. Okay, that's done. So yeah, we were streaming yesterday, and yeah, streaming is very different than when you are just playing by yourself, because when I'm streaming, my audio setup is very different. So I'm using a different headphones, and I have like 2 headphones that I'm using. That one is for Discord or whatnot, and one is for PlayStation. But now when I don't stream, I can pretty much hook up to the H9s and hear the game how it's supposed to be heard, right? So footsteps, way too loud. Way too loud. Once again, after 3 years of criticism and feedback, you came back to this game and have us running like the Juggernaut once again. What are you thinking? Why is the footsteps so loud? I get the sound quality. I get all that stuff that you put in the game. Next gen. Oh, I can walk and you hear the wood, and you walk and you hear the carpet. But God, we are playing a arcade shooter. Why is it so loud? You can hear that thing all the way from when you respawn. There's times where I respawn. We're gonna get into respawn, by the way. We're gonna circle back around this point. I would get out of respawn, and they know exactly where I'm at in respawn, because you respawn so goddamn far away from everything that you have to run your way over there. And when you run your way over there, they hear everything. Why are the footsteps so loud? Dead silence is not dead silence. You can still hear your footsteps. They can still hear your footsteps. It's just much quieter. Jesus, man.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it with these new Call of Duties that they're trying to make, where you want somebody to be able to move around on the map, and you're trying to do like gun engagements and doing all these different things, but then you make a game where you can't run around on the map. You can't be stealthy. You can't be, get the drop on a team that's camping in a specific area, and you're trying to get around that. You can't be like, your footsteps can't be that loud to where someone can hear you down the fucking block. Like, that's how loud the footsteps are. That if someone's in a building, they hear you like 2 floors away that you're coming if you're moving and running. And it's like, yo, you cannot do that, especially if you got a team that's camping and holding down a specific area super heavy. How are you supposed to flank them or get the drop on them if they hear you? You cannot get around that, bro.
You know what?
You have to stop doing that shit.
They have the same mentality like fighting games. I use Mortal Kombat 11 for the perfect example for what they're doing here. They want to slow the pace down for newer players so they can get acclimated with playing the game. If somebody's going to run and gun them, they can hear them and hopefully react to it. So they want you, the player, to slow down. So, okay, you run into this point. Oh, I can't run to this point. I got to crouch walk or I got to slow walk to slow down the pace to give ample time for people to react. And the same thing like in Mortal Kombat, right? Mortal Kombat 11, Mortal Kombat X was such a fast-paced game on how the combat system worked. But what they did with Mortal Kombat 11, they gave you 2 meter, right? 2 bars a meter that you can use that to do EX moves. But once you use those 2 bars, they're on a timer that it limits your play. If you don't have that bar, you got to wait until that stuff build up. So within that moment, you're playing more of a slower pace, neutral game. They don't want the constant rush down and, you know, attack on newer players. Same type of concept they have here with Call of Duty. Big ass loud footsteps, because now, like when you, especially when you play domination and you see somebody capping a point, you want to run to that, and you see them, you hear them, you see it in the kill cam. They're like, oh, I hear you. Boom, 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 dead. Another thing, Persona, and this is something new. Well, it's not something new. This is the arrogance, but the whole perk system is new. The mini map and the perk system,
Garbage. It's garbage,
the
bro.
mini map and perk system. The mini map is so confusing now because you don't have a consistent level of information being presented to you as far as where enemies are and where they're shooting. It's a mix of smorgasbord, because there's times when they don't show up. If you have a UAV, they will show up, or if you have a certain perk, they will show up. So now when you're reading the mini map, it's not that consistent flow of this. Oh, somebody's shooting here because they don't have a suppressor, or somebody died here. It's weird now, man. And they went back to their old ways with Modern Warfare 2019, when in the last beta we said we don't like the minimap that you guys implemented, and they went and did the same thing again in 2022.
Because
what we didn't like.
Because and this is what I was talking about yesterday when I was saying, like, yo, these COD developers, there are certain things with Call of Duty that fundamentally need to always be in the build of a COD. One of those things that fundamentally needs to be there is a proper mini map that show, like, you cannot there is no penalization for a player who does not use a silencer. That is stupid. There needs to be checks and balances, because in COD, because if you want to not be seen on the map, this is what you have to do. Put on a silencer. If you don't care and you want to be seen on the map and don't want to lose that sacrifice to damage or range, take the silencer off. But remember, you'll show up on the map when you shoot. That is the checks and balances within Call of Duty that is fundamental and a staple to Call of Duty. That is not something that you change, because I've seen people saying, oh yeah, map watchers are mad. No, dumbass. This is a fundamental thing of Call of Duty. That needs to always be in the game, because that controls how people play and how a map is going to go, right? How I play is I run.
Also, the fun fact of Call of Duty, like learning how to read the mini map and getting a one up on your opponent,
and knowing how to run the routes.
Yeah,
that's how you learn how to run the routes. If you're not seeing where people are shooting because they're not using a silencer, and again, how you get around the mini map? Use a silencer. That's it. That is the counter. So it's not like by taking away the blip and putting it to a perk or whatever. That kills the whole thing, because you got everyone now using unsilenced guns, and there could be somebody shooting right next to you that is an enemy that you don't know. That is completely stupid.
You see a lot of that where people are shooting at teammates all the time because the teammates are not showing up on a goddamn minimap. It's dumb. Well, they do, but people are just like, okay, new game. Nobody as an enemy is not showing up in the minimap. So if a teammate is running and they hear footsteps, they might shoot at them real quick because it's like, oh, it's possibly an enemy, but it's not.
Yep.
Dumb. But the perk system, Persona,
garbage.
I don't like it.
It's terrible.
I don't like it. So what they're doing here is that you have they're mixing the perks with like specialists. So you have 2 basic perks that you pick, and then you have like a lead up to like a special perk, and then an ultimate perk that you get. So from what I see and what I'm experiencing with these perks is that the base 2 you always going to have. The third one you build it's like a bar that builds up to it, and then the last one is also a bar that builds up to it. It's like on a timer, but that timer decreases the more kills you get from what I am experiencing. What's confusing to me is that there's times where I have like Ghost as the final ultimate perk, but I don't know if I die and I lose it. You know what I mean? Is it working like Specialist? So if you die, you lose that perk? I'm still not too sure on that because there's other perks that I use and I died and it was still there. I'm not too sure, but the times when I'm using Ghost, I feel like there's times where this Ghost, you don't need to move to have Ghost activated. There's times where I'm not moving, Ghost is activated, but people are still like, oh, they know where I'm at. Boom, dead. I'm just like, I know it says I had Ghost activated. Is it activated? I don't know. But I don't like the perk system, man. You don't have to go that deep for the perk system. Just bring back Specialists to the perks.
Yo, let me answer something in the chat real quick. Because D says, if every gun is silenced, what's the point of the mini-map shot indicators? Maybe they took it off because how you know who is a friend or foe. So that is actually wrong. Like that's not the way you need to look at it, D, because Call of Duty has been doing that for over a decade prior to it being changed. The first time they changed that was Modern Warfare 2019. Every COD prior to Call of Duty, every COD prior to Modern Warfare 2019 has had the blips when you shoot. Like I explained, when the advantage, everyone on the map is not going to run with a silencer because no COD is like, no silencers are supposed to limit your damage and your range. But that's the trade-off that you take for not showing up on the map. There are Call of Duties prior to this where if you're using a silencer, there's a severe penalization. That's why people don't use silencers, especially with snipers, shotguns, and assault rifles and stuff like that. It's a balance, but that's a fundamental thing of Call of Duty. Also, on the mini-map, when someone shoots an unsilenced weapon, it shows up as a red dot in that area of the map. Your teammates are always shown on the map as a blue or green icon. So you're always going to know where your teammates are. It's the enemy that we're talking about. That is the problem. Taking away that fundamental feature of enemies showing up. So now everyone, like I said, you could be standing right next to an enemy shooting someone else, and you and enemy standing right next to each other and you won't know.
Yeah, and it also helps you to learn the spawn points too. You know what I mean? Because if you don't know where enemies are or where they're shooting from, or it's confusing. Like, oh, is somebody going to flank behind me? Are they spawning behind me? Are they spawning in front of me? You don't have that information no more. You know what I mean? It's just dumb. So you can engage or get a preview of like, okay, I think they're gonna be spawning right here. You still can get that, but it's just you get that information much faster if those dots get popped up. But another thing I hate, Persona, so we're gonna do this quick. Slide sucks. No ninja perk sucks. The call out with everything you do sucks. So they need to shut people up, bro. Like, I have never been on a battlefield where it's this much goddamn talk. Every little thing. I'm reloading. I'm jumping. I'm getting shot. I just reloaded. Oh, you like that kill? Oh, I'm on a streak. Like, calling UAV in the sky. Let me pull out my pen. You see me do this? You see me calling this UAV? I am over here. It's crazy, shit, bro. All this talking. One time, I went on like a 5, just dropping enemies, right? That's what I had to do. I had to reload. I'm reloading. Dude said, oh, you're right here. Boom, dead. I said, yo, what is going on here, man? The things we hated in Modern Warfare, in Vanguard. Thank you, Treyarch, for listening at first because they had it in Treyarch too, but they toned that down. You brought that stuff back here in this game.
Yep.
What are you doing? The sliding. I understand slide canceling was kind of broken, but it was a good mix to slide cancel.
to slide, cancel, and maneuver like that, that was not easy to do. If you watch me play Cold War, you see me slipping, sliding on the map like a goddamn skater. That's not easy. And really and truly, the reason I'm able to do that so effectively, slide, jumping on it, is because of my scuff, right? But even to do it like that, it still takes practice and because you have to slide and be able to aim and shoot and all that stuff all in the same, and jump all in the same motion. That stuff is not easy. And the fact that they take that away instead of teaching. Finish up, man. I'm starting to get my blood starting to boil. Go ahead.
Yeah, but you can tell that they're focusing too much on the newbie player. Like I understand that you have to do stuff like that, but damn, you are giving them all the tools, everything in the world, just so you can penalize somebody that wants to be aggressive and play aggressive. One thing I hate about this Call of Duty is that they're claiming that they're bringing the fun back for Call of Duty, but I feel like they're not catering to all play styles of Call of Duty. There's way too much penalties for someone that likes to run and gun. You look at it with the gunsmith. The gunsmith, cool concept, but it punishes aggressive players severely. Everything you do, that if you want to have any type of speed, your recoil is messed up, your accuracy is messed up, your sprint to fire is messed up. Even when you running, your sprint to fire is messed up. How is that possible? It's just crazy, man. I understand you can make some good combinations, but there's things that you have to sacrifice if you want to run and gun with a lot of these gunsmith attachments and stuff like that. But if you're somebody that is a post-up perimeter player, or if you're somebody that can't, you get all the benefits in the world. You can put this big ass motherfucking scope on your gun and ADS as fast as somebody that wants to run and gun. And your sprint to fire is going to be much faster than a person that's running to gun, because they penalize sprint to fire due to you running. It's the craziest thing in the world. Like you can have this big ass scope. I understand that some people can't really see like that in Call of Duty, but that should have some type of penalty when it comes to moving or speed. You can't be ADS and so fast, and you got this 2 times, 5 times scope on your gun. It's craziness. So I don't like the fact with these later Call of Duties, they're penalizing aggression way too hard, in my opinion. The loud footsteps, the sliding, the no ninja perk. Oh, can I talk about Dead Silence real quick, Persona?
Yo, before you, I know you're gonna go off, so let me go off real quick.
Yeah.
I am sick and tired of these CODs that keep stuff that has been working for years. You're trying to remove because you got people who suck at the game crying. Dead Silence has been a staple perk in Call of Duty for years. And now you're trying to actually phase it out, where the last step is using it as a field upgrade. And then ultimately they want to get rid of it entirely because they don't want you to be able to get the drop on enemies or run around and flank and catch people off guard. They want you to always they always want you to know that the enemy knows where you're at and play scary. They want you to play scary, because when I first started playing yesterday, I'm playing like how I would Cold War. You know, y'all know how I play Cold War. I play tactical sometimes, but I love to run and gun and get my jump shots and do what I do. This game, I was like, all right, let me approach it how I would Cold War and see if I can play like that, how I do Cold War. It's a great COD. Nope. I was getting destroyed left and right for like an hour. Cause I'm like, yo, I just can't. I can't move. I have to stand still. I have to not move. If I had my ninja, my sprint to fire and ninja is a staple, bro. It helps the running gunners. No, if you don't want to be heard, don't move. Just sit in a fucking corner. Get out of here, man.
Check this out, Persona. So they have Dead Silence in the game, and by far, this is the worst implementation of Dead Silence in the new current Call of Duties. The field upgrade. because what they're doing here, if you pick dead silence, guess what? They're also getting a penalty where if you activate dead silence, now your mini map is obscured. So they kind of have like a little jammer going on where you can't really see everything. Like there's like some type of like blur going on your mini map. And I was like, yo, somebody has a jammer. I'm trying to take this jammer down. I'm like, wait, every time I'm activated dead silence, my mini map looks blurry. Like they don't want me to see where enemies are. Like you pop a UAV, dead silence on, yo, your mini map they're gonna blur it out, bro. Watch when we play later on today. You're gonna see it. Watch. I was like, what are they doing? Every
That's
other
terrible.
field upgrade is no issue, but this one field upgrade, you're gonna penalize people because you're getting a UAV and now you can see people on the minimap and you want to be quiet. You're gonna penalize people? Wow. When I witnessed that this morning, I was like, yo, there's no way they did this, bro. But guess what they did? They did. You know, another thing, Persona. Let me get in this. The mantling on the ledges feel way too clunky. Speed that shit up.
No. It's worse than that. Why is me getting up on a ledge more or up on a roof more than two? It's like you hanging on this roof shit, bro.
Yeah.
The shit is stupid. It's stupid,
the hanging
bro.
on the roof thing is cool, but you got to speed that up. Dexterity should be on everybody. It's too clunky. It's too clunky, man. Like, I feel like they implemented that whole mantling thing. Oh, this is cool. You know, casuals get to sit and shoot a pistol. But it slows down rushers once again because now it's another layer for you to mantle over something or to get into a window. You get what I'm saying? It's another layer for you to have to deal with. So now you have to press X 2 times and up. The thing that I know you're going to hate and I know you're going to go off. And I got to say it because it's important. The regen on the health takes way too long.
And the reason why I feel like they did that is to give casuals and people who suck a better chance at killing somebody. Because if it take longer for you to regen, the casual has a better chance of killing you because it take longer. But what they don't realize is that for a good player, that also is terrible because if you got somebody on, like, you can't survive. There is no survivability in the game. And it's like, yo, every other COD, there were times yesterday where I was getting shot, so I run to the side. Bro, I'm standing there almost 20 seconds waiting to get fully healed, bro. And I'm like, yo, what is this?
It takes too long.
Who play tested this game?
When you were saying it the other day, I was like, you know what? Wait until, you know, they unlock the stim pack, and then we'll see if the stim pack heal you up fast. But then the more I'm playing, I'm like, nah, bro, this takes way too long.
Hold up.
You know?
Hold up. So this King Busaki guy says, I'm assuming he's saying, just say you have the skills of a casual.
I don't know.
Continue, bro.
He definitely want a reaction for sure.
Continue.
I think the health takes too long. And I'll be honest with you, maybe this is something that I just have to get used to. But the enemy movement animations, they're too distracting. I see enemies shooting at me. I'm thinking that they're going to strafe, but they're not strafing. It's just the enemy moving their body.
Oh yeah, you talk. I don't know what that, because I'm like, yo, is there a dodge? When I first seen it, I'm like, yo, is there a dodge in the game I don't know about? Because I'd be shooting at enemies, and when they strafe to the side or move to the side, the character model would actually like bob and lean to the side. I'm like, what the fuck? Yo, what is this? Like,
yeah.
Yo,
it's throwing me off way too much.
It's definitely throwing me off.
I'm thinking like, oh, you're gonna strafe left. I move my reticle left a little bit, but no, they still just turning. I'm just like, what the hell is this, bro? It looks off. It looks off. And the last thing I'm gonna criticize, well, there's two more things, but we do make it quick. The muzzle flash is way too much, especially if you're using like an iron sight or whatnot. It's very hard to see enemy when you're shooting with that muzzle flash just splashing up on the screen so bright. You know what I mean? Like there's many times where, especially you realize it when you're on like a vertical like ledge, and like somebody is below you and you're shooting at them and they're running. You notice it because you kind of lose sight of where your enemy's at, and it's like because the muzzle flash is going off, and then you end up dying because that person is underneath the actual barrel that you're shooting on. It's very weird, bro. It's very weird. And the last thing, Persona, that UI.
Yo, listen, that UI is so. That
is this cake. Why it got so much goddamn layers, bro?
Bro, the UI in this Modern Warfare 2 is absolutely atrocious. It's layers upon layers upon layers upon layers, and then like even the perk system, you could create perk classes, perk class groupings, and it's so messy and confusing, and then like when you're looking at like different attachments, when you're looking at different attachments and stuff like that, and you're looking at like the pros and the cons, it overlaps. Like the stats for the gun and the pros and the cons overlap where you can't even see everything. So they need to read the line spacing is also way off. And I get it, this is a beta, but it's like, god damn, bro. Like this menu, yeah, that font is
It's very hard to read some of the description. Like I hate how every Call of Duty gets worse on how to invite a friend. You know what I mean? So now you gotta press start. And you got to go into your social. Then when you're in your social, you got to press R1 to see all your friends. Or you go all the way down and see they have everybody offline. You can scroll all the way to the right until you get to that one person you want to invite. Like it's weird, man. And the way how you create a perk is off too, because if you're creating a perk and it's like, oh no, I didn't want to select this perk. Let me press circle so I can cancel what I did.
It takes you all the way back of everything, bro.
Bro, yo, listen, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man.
Love
like
Call of Duty, man. We love Call of Duty, but yo, the things that you love, you gotta be critical with, man.
Yo, listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. Like this, like yo, I love COD, man. Like I wouldn't be speaking this passionately if I didn't love the game, man. Like I love Call of Duty because if this was like any other game I didn't really care about, we would have glossed over this news and kept it pushing. But this is Call of Duty, something that I care about. But I'm also going to be honest with y'all, man. Just because I love this franchise doesn't mean I'm going to continue to let the franchise shit on me and how I play, how I like to play. And it's going to come a point in time where I'm about ready to walk away from it. And no, this has nothing to do with acquisition of this. And I don't give a shit. This has nothing to do with that. It's the game itself has continuously, fundamentally become worse. I am still playing Cold War because Vanguard is so terrible. And my hopes going into Modern Warfare 2 was like, all right, this could get me off of Cold War because I cannot play Cold War for another year. I refuse. So like, I'm hoping. I hope not. I think Modern Warfare. I hope Modern Warfare 2. And playing this beta, I see certain things. Like I said, movement and gunplay. I think is the movement. I think is. It's acceptable enough where I'm like, all right, there's certain things with the movement that I'm like, nah, like the slide and all that. Jumping, I think is good enough, and it could be tweaked. It could be tweaked a little bit better, but it's good. But there's so many cons with everything else. There's so many cons, and I'm like, yo, I refuse to go through a year of this bullshit. I'm very close to being done, man. Go ahead.
They're putting too much within the multiplayer as far as like animations and stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying. Why does she need to pull out a pen?
Player, but the multiplayer, yeah,
Why does she need to pull out a pen to call a fucking UAV? We're in the middle of a battle, and I need to call this in quick because I'm running and gunning and I'm moving around. And oh, let me pull out my tablet. Oh, I saw that Sally. She messaged me. Let me message her back. Yeah, I'll meet you at Panera Bread after this. Okay, let me go to the UAV. Oh, scroll down. Oh, there it goes. Click.
Slow you down,
it's just
bro.
like, yo, what is all these fucking animations, man?
Yo, what's that
Jesus.
kill streak called? The SAE?
SBA,
Right? Something like that.
SAB,
Why
whatever.
does that take so long to bomb? Yo, you will put your points as far as where you want to bomb, and yo, it's legit like 10 seconds later it will bomb. Everybody has moved at the spot.
Yep. Yep. The cruise missile, when you go into it, they don't make the red icon bright enough to where you can see where enemies are. And if an enemy is in a building, it actually won't show the red icon at all when they're in the building. And I'm like, yo, what is this game? Who play tested this game?
This ain't for us. It ain't for
No, it's not.
It's not. Like I'm at that mindset where if they don't fix this Call of Duty within the 2 weeks beta time,
yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with the game. I'll definitely.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm definitely refunding. I'm done. Because I got other games out. I got other games out like that's coming out this year that my time is gonna be on anyway. Listen, I'm good. Like you don't wanna respect all players and build a COD how a COD should be. I'm not gonna give you my bread, man. I'll take that 100 and put it towards something else. Fuck it.
One of the reasons why I love Call of Duty is because it allows you to play whatever style you want to play. You know what I mean? Where if you want to do the run and gunner, you play that. If you want to be the camper, you play that. If you want to play the post perimeter play, you play that. You want to play those modes that, you know, is based on the objectives, or you just want to play the lone wolf, you play that. Like I feel like they're taking a lot of that away now. In these newer Call of Duties where you can't play how you want to play. You got to play a certain meta and stick with that. I mean, and it's just way inconsistent. You know what I mean? It's way inconsistent because there's one games you can go 30 and have dropped 40 kills. The next game you just like is 15 kills and 20. And they keep disbanding lobbies. Yo, one of the weirdest things in the world with this beta, and it's weird. After I finish a match, it will boot me into a match that's already in progression. And I'm just like, yo, what the hell's going on here? You know what I mean? This match is like halfway done. How did you get me in this match here? Like, you telling me there's not enough players playing the beta where I can just get into a new game right after I finish a game? Weird. I'm done.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you know, I'm gonna play the beta the rest of the weekend, stream it and all that, but I'm not. There's a lot of things I'm not feeling with this game, like a lot.
Yo, shout out to my man Springs in the chat. Yo, that's my boy Alan. You know what I mean, friend from high school. That was the PS3, PS4 crew right there. That is the prime time Call of Duty time. Springs, I'm telling you, bro. When you play it, I don't know if you played the beta yet, but when you play it, you're gonna see what I'm saying. And you'll be like, yo, Bari, Bari, yeah, you're right. Trust me, you're gonna see. But that's OG's older brother, if you don't know.
Oh, word? Yo, shout out to Springs, man. Yo, let me get these super chats. Yo, DC, appreciate you for the super chat. He says, what they should have said, while our PSVR1 titles are not natively compatible, our dev partners are currently working on patches to make our most popular titles compatible with PSVR2. Who knows? They might still do that. You know, we'll have to see what happens. Ice Cream, appreciate you. 4 months as a member in the WUPS Nation. We appreciate you. Kyle, appreciate you for the super chat. He says, Infinity Ward doesn't listen. No, they do not. DeJuan Thompson.
It seems like they're arrogant, man. Like, they're like, no, we're not listening to you. This is the game we want. Respectfully. But if that's the way you're going to approach it, that's...
Yeah, cool. Like, no, listen. If this the game that you want to ship, fine. I just won't be there. That's all it is to it. There's tons of other games coming out that are going to have my attention. I love Call of Duty. I love Call of Duty's past and the joys that they've given me in the past. But this new age COD with what they're trying to do, I mean, you know, you can't even have fun with the Christmas noobs no more. That's how bad this shit is now. You can't even get no fucking Christmas noobs because of the skill-based matchmaking bullshit. And it's just like, yo, that was a tradition. That was a yearly holiday tradition, the Christmas noobs. Because you knew Christmas time, people were getting consoles and games and stuff like that. You got to welcome them into the community properly by curb stomping the shit out of them that whole Christmas week. But everybody gets better. But no, we want. I'm gonna save it for. I'm gonna save it for. Yeah, I was as well. But it is what it is, man. DeJuan Thompson, man, appreciate you for the.
Before I used to get bodied in Modern Warfare, yo.
Facts.
Like bodied and shit.
DeJuan Thompson, appreciate you for the 3 months as a member during the WUPS Nation, bro. Appreciate you. He says, Persona with his COD character voice is hilarious. I was watching when you complained about her talking too much. Yeah, bro, Shorty was like, listen, Shorty, you know, she cool, but she talking too damn much, bro.
Talking.
Like, I'm calling my UAV. All this bullshit. I'm like, yo, Shorty, I don't want to hear that, man. Like, shut up.
She ain't talking. That girl is screaming.
Bro,
I'm very scared to call in a UAV because she's screaming that joint.
I'm calling a UAV.
And then she got the wrong voice. She got the wrong voice line for a counter UAV. She called it a cluster bomb. Cluster bomb incoming. I'm like, yo, what are you talking about? Cluster bomb. I'm calling a counter UAV.
All right, right, yo, Unicron, appreciate you. 5 months as a member on the WUPS Nation. You know we appreciate you, bro. He says, the way you guys spoke about COD, it sounds very similar to the mobile version. Good luck, fellas. Ain't no good luck. I just won't listen. Listen. They can keep that. Kyle, appreciate you for the super chat. It says, I'll only be buying Treyarch titles from now on. It's why I wanted the acquisition to go through so they can try to improve it. If they don't, I'm done. I'll save that. Well, you know, appreciate the super chat. We'll have to see. Okay. Boy. All right, let's get into some TGS news. We'll try to get through this pretty quickly. I know we're already at it's 1:30, so we'll get through this pretty quickly, right? All right, man. So let's talk about Street Fighter 5, man. So shout out to TGS was this week, man. TGS 2022, man. This week really felt like a E3 week. So TGS, man, Capcom did their showcase and they were talking about a couple things. And so some of the highlights that we saw from Street Fighter 6, which we'll talk about here. So E Honda, Ken, Blanca, and Dalzim have all been confirmed for coming to Street Fighter 6, which I think is great. So some of the cool things that they mentioned as well is a character creator. So there is going to be a character creator in the game, and the character creator you'll be able to bring, and it's a very extensive, and you'll be able to bring your character into World Tour, which is the single player portion of the game, and also into the Battle Hub, where it's more of like a community area where all players, like an online Battle Hub, where all players will be able to come together and watch matches of people that are fighting, go to different arcade cabinets and play some of the older games like Street Fighter 2. And also do like DJ parties and stuff like that. World Tour is the single player game where you'll be working as a security with Luke for the security company, and there'll be like different clothes. The trainer and whatever, and you'll have different clothes shops and stuff like that where you can buy different clothes and outfits, but the outfits will impact your stats, right? One of the other cool things as well is you can link with friends. The Battle Hub will have 100+ players, arcade cabinets that you could do with friends, and they'll have tournaments in the hub as well. In terms of the actual characters, so Ken, so I know a lot of people were kind of talking about Ken and how he looks. So the developers mentioned that. So Ken, the reason why Ken looks like that is because he has had accusations towards him about being a part of a criminal plot, and so he had to go into hiding. So that's why he looks like that. And some of the cool things about Ken and like some of the new things about him is his Dragon Slash and his Sprint are now special moves. They previously used to be V skills, and his the new moves that he's getting is the Jinrai kick and the forward roundhouse that you can combo into three different move sets. So that's gonna be pretty cool with Ken.
He got like a Rekka thing now.
Mm-hmm. And then with Dalzim, with Blanca, the new thing that Blanca has about him now is that he has this plushie doll that he
I don't
throws
know
out.
why they did this, yo.
So he has like this plushie doll that he throws out, and when he electrifies the plushie doll, it runs towards you and explodes. So that's
And he can side switch still. I don't know why they giving Blanca all these tools, man. He's already just a cheap ass character.
And then with Dalzim, so Dalzim, the cool thing about Dalzim is his fire techniques can now be fired in all directions. So his yoga fire travels horizontally again. His yoga arch fires the fireball ball of flame in a similar arc trajectory like in Street Fighter V. And yoga comment is a fire at a downward angle when Dalzim is in the air. Yoga flame is back as well, where Dalzim blows a large ball of flames in front of him, while Yoga Blast blows at an upward angle as a good anti-air combo. Additionally, Dalzim can still teleport and float. And then E Honda, much like previously, E Honda fans will feel right at home with his moveset. His trademark 100-hand slap, sumo headbutt, sumo smash, and Ochi throw have returned. His 2 V skills from Street Fighter V, Neko Damashi, and Sumo Spirit are now special moves. E Honda's new move is Sumo Dash, where he moves forward with a traditional sumo shuffle and can be followed up with more pressure or a launcher. Some of the other things that's also coming to Street Fighter 6 is extreme battle, where you'll be able to have different gimmicks and conditions in order to win the fight. One of the conditions, like what we see here on the screen, is like a bull running across the screen. So you'll have to dodge it at a right moment, and if you don't, you get hit and you lose life. And then one of the last things that was also confirmed this week is that there is going to be a closed beta for Street Fighter 6 that you can sign up for, and the closed beta starts October 7th through the 10th on PlayStation 5, and it will be cross-play. So you'll be able to play, with other people on other platforms. Also, the characters you'll be able to play with is Ryu, Chun-Li, Luke, Jamie, Guile, Kimberly, Jury, and Ken. And lastly, 2 new commentators, Japanese commentators, are coming to the commentating, the commentating feature that they have. They have 2 new Japanese guests. So we got Kosuke Hiraiwa, thank you. And then we got H.E. Demon Kaka, both joining the commentators realm. And then the last thing as well,
the one major thing we gotta talk about when it comes to the beta is that if you're on PlayStation 4, you won't have access to the beta. It's only for the PlayStation 5. Probably later on, if they do like an open beta, because they obviously got to do the whole crossplay with PlayStation 4 and 5. But this is a closed beta. So this specific beta is going to be only for PlayStation 5. It's a next gen beta.
Yep. So we'll go piece by piece. So what's your thoughts on all of this information so far, Bari?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be quick. I love how Ken looks. Matter of fact, the open world and the story stuff, I think it's really cool. It brings more engagement for people to do like the single player stuff. The whole community aspect and social aspect is pretty cool. I've seen other fighting games do it. It keeps people there a little bit longer. But they added more activities. This is going to be a full-fledged packed retail game. You know what I mean? So this is
definitely a games as a service and a live service. Like they definitely are building out like a games as a service here. There's a lot from what I'm seeing and like the way they're explaining it. There's a lot. There is a lot here.
That's what I'm saying. Like they have a lot for the single player aspect to keep those people busy. Because that's a lot of ass modes. Like this whole story mode. There's like you have like a rival in there now. I forgot the dude's name. I think his name is Bosch, his rival. So pretty much think about it like, in Pokemon, you have Gary as your rival or whoever, that person that's constantly following you through the story and you got to battle them. They pretty much add that aspect into this game. So that rival is always going to come up and pop up in the story. You might have to fight him once in a while or whatnot, which is kind of cool, to be honest with you. I ain't gonna hold you. That sounds pretty cool. But yeah, talking about the characters that they showed, I think Ken looks really strong. The whole leak about him being depressed and all that stuff. I don't know if that was necessarily true because they was talking about he lost his flame and all that. But Man, Ken looks good, man. I'm loving the new stuff that they add here. Incorporating the V skill into now like actual special moves. I think is smart, but they didn't stop there. They incorporated even more special moves. So it's kind of funny. Like Street Fighter 6, they have certain things there for newer players, like the whole modern controls. But when you look at each character, you can't really say like, oh, this character is for a beginner, because they have like each character have like 6 special moves. That's like the base I've seen so far. Even Ryu have a lot of special moves that they incorporated. Normally a beginner character have like 3 special moves, 2 special moves, so a beginner player can use them. So it's kind of interesting where they're going here. They're adding a lot of depth with these characters in Street Fighter 6. But yeah, Ken looks really, really dope. Blanca, like I'm not gonna hate on Blanca. I don't necessarily like his art style in this game. I think he's look a little bit too human. His facial expression look a little bad in my opinion. They're going for the more realistic look here. I understand it, but I personally don't like it. But yeah, Blanca looking kind of cheap. He's looking dope. You know what I mean? For those Blanca players, I'm pretty sure you're excited that now he has like a set play tool with his Blanca Chan doll, the little plushie that he can electrify. I don't know why they gave him that. Sim players, I know sim players are pretty happy that you get a full screen conversion using the drive system now with sim. That looks pretty strong there. So if sim catch you, slacking, full screen, he can fully convert that if he has any drive meter. But yeah, giving him more tools, I think is dope for the character. You know what I mean? Where it's going to make these characters a little bit more advanced, giving people you got to put more time within learning these characters. Hopefully the tutorial and the training room, which looks dope. They gave a preview on that. It looks pretty good. Honda's back in the game, added more stuff to it, more tools for him. And Honda looks like Honda, but he's just going to be more cheap to play as. Honestly, Persona, I'm pretty sure you're not going to play this mode as well, but you can appreciate them adding stuff like this. This whole like extreme battle mode, I think is going to be fun for people that just like to get into the game, just want to have something a little bit different rather than playing rank or casual, adding a little bit, layer to it. Like you got to think about, and this has done really, really well for games like Mortal Kombat. You know what I mean? Adding these type of modes, because Mortal Kombat has modes like that where people play. And people love that stuff. So hopefully Street Fighter people can attach themselves to modes like this with the crazy ass gimmicks, and we'll see if people play the game much longer. But they did reveal the full roster, Persona. 18
yeah wait, you're getting ahead. I was gonna go piece by piece.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I think like I said, I think there's a lot of good information here. I'm liking the additions that they're doing for Canon, Blanca, and Dalzim and E Honda. I think that stuff is great. And I can't wait to get my hands on this game. I think this is great. One of the other cool things too. So one of the things I think we both were really gushing over was Kimberly's design. She looks really great. Like as a black woman, she looks great. Like accurate. Like they actually did a great job. And the part of the reason for that, during an interview, the developers, Takayuki Nakayama and the producer Shuhei Matsumoto, they both said that they reached out to their black Capcom employees and also reached out to a black artist to consult on the design to make sure that they got this right, because they wanted to accurately represent, the black people in the black character, and they wanted to make sure that they got it right. So this is a big reason why, she looks just so perfect, right? Which I think is great. Shout out to Capcom for doing that. And then the last thing, like you mentioned, Street Fighter also confirmed that there are pretty much the whole roster. So there's going to be 18 characters. So we got Luke, Jamie, Manon, Kimberly, Marissa, Lily, JP, Jury, DJ, Cammy, Ryu, E Honda, Blanca, Guile, Ken, Chun-Li, Zangief, and Dalzim with a nice little artist trailer that they did here. I think this is a dope roster. All the characters look awesome. I'm loving this. And that leak that we got a couple months ago, that shit was 100% accurate. So the only characters that are missing from that leak is Ed, Akuma,
Rashid.
And Rashid. So those probably are going to be season 1 DLC characters that we're going to be getting. But go ahead, Bari. Go ahead and give us your thoughts on this.
Nah, man, yo, that's really dope, man. Because I think this is like the first Street Fighter, like, you know, main game to launch with that much characters as the base roster.
Yep.
Yeah, 18 is a lot, yo. If you really think about it, that's a lot of characters for you know, the base of the fighting game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah,
and I'm sure season 1 won't be shortly after the launch of this, so we'll probably be getting that first DLC character like 2 months or so into its life.
When do you think this game is going to launch? Because they are putting out a lot of content. We got a beta coming up. They revealed the launch roster.
I think this game is going to release. I think this game is going to release in February or March.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
February or March.
Had like season 1 in like the summer.
Yep, June
before Evo or something like that.
Yeah, right before Evo or during Evo, they announced the season 1 and the first character coming probably that fall or something like that.
Yeah, like the leaks as far as the characters have been on point because every character looked like the actual leak, like the costume and everything. But I think that's dope, man. 18 characters. I think Street Fighter 6 is looking amazing. And yeah, we're gonna be playing the beta real soon.
Sir.
October. Hopefully we get in.
I hope we get it. I mean, either way, if you or I get in, we'll definitely, you know, it is what it is. But
yeah, we're gonna be like, your Persona, let me
download that real quick, you know? Yeah, for sure.
Sure, play it real quick, man. Let me control your controller.
All right, so in the interest of time, I'm gonna be quick with these last bit of TGS TGS news. I'm gonna give you guys the updates pretty quickly. All right, so real quick, let's talk about Resident Evil Village. So we know that Resident Evil Village Gold Edition is coming out October 28th. So it's going to include the Mercenaries additional orders. It's going to include the Shadow of Rose DLC story, and it's also going to include third-person mode. So some of the big things with the Shadow of Rose DLC, obviously we know that this is what's his name? I just had his name on Ethan. This is Ethan's daughter, and the story takes place 16 years after the events of Resident Evil Village. Where her gameplay, the setting for her story is going to be in the realm of consciousness, and you can only carry a gun with a little bit of ammo and use a first aid kit. Rose also has powers, and what her powers can do is they can stop enemies and they can help with getting around obstacles. There will be a new enemy type called the Face Eater that will take off a significant amount of Rose's life when she if it gets on her. So you want to stay clear and be careful of that, and try to keep her away. And obviously the third person mode, they added a lot to this as well, to make sure that it was the best experience possible. So shout out to Resident Evil. The next thing here that we're going to talk about real quick. So, Megaman Network Battles 2, a game that I'm really excited. Megaman Network Battle Legacy Collection, which includes 10 games, is going to be coming out at some point in 2023. And what the developers confirmed at TGS is that there will be online play throughout all of the games. So there's going to be online battles, and there's going to be chip trading for each game. And this game is going to be split into two volumes. So there's going to be a volume 1 that's going to have Mega Man 1 through 4, and then volume 2 that will have Mega Man 5 through 10. And so the first volume is what's going to be coming out. Also, this game they also created a 3D rendered version of Mega Man that will serve as your guide throughout all the games, and you'll be able to ask some different questions and stuff like that as well. So shout out to Mega Man. Yeah, this is the day one. I'm so excited for this. Octopath Traveler 2, I talked about this earlier in my spotlight. This game is going to be coming out February 24th, 2022 for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. And some of the highlights for this game that they talked about here. So it features 8 new travelers with 8 new stories. So this is a separate story from Octopath Traveler 1. You do not need to play Octopath Traveler 1 in order to understand the story of Octopath Traveler 2. The names of the travelers is Hikari, which is a warrior, Agnia, which is a dancer, Particio, which is a merchant, Oswald, which is a scholar, Throne, which is a thief, Taminos, which is a cleric, Oset, which is a hunter, and Casti, which is an apothecary. Its setting is in a fascinating new world called Solista, which has a day and night cycle. It is a completely standalone game, like I said, so you do not need to play the first one. Also, characters have multiple paths. So there will be a path that characters can take during the day and a different path that characters can take during the night.
Even though Octopath Traveler is in the description of Octopath Traveler 2, but you know, it is what it is.
And then the break and boost battle system is back. So what the break and boost battle system is you earn when you attack enemies, you earn break points and stuff like that. That you can then with each turn you also get a boost points where when it pretty much increases your attack powers and how many times you can attack.
This is the fun part of the battle system.
Yep,
this is
very
what
fun.
Makes it, unique. So.
And then one of the last things that they're adding is they're adding a new combat layer, which is called latent powers, where as expected, with the break and boost system has been refined from the original to be even more exciting. During battles, a new gauge will fill up as you deal damage and break foes. Once full, the character can unleash a very powerful and gloriously flashy new ability. So think of it as like a limit break or something like that. And then the last thing is characters will now interact more and share additional stories. So one of the big issues with the first game is that the characters didn't really talk to each other as much. It felt very disconnected. In this game, they took that criticism to heart, and these characters will interact with each other much more and be a much more tight-knit group. Also, obviously updated graphics and stuff like that with the HD 2D style, which is pretty cool. And then also real quick with Octopath Traveler 2, there is also a collector's edition that comes with the game, art book, soundtrack, and these cool mini bust of all of the characters in Octopath Traveler 2. You can pick that up over at the Square Enix store, which I think is pretty cool. So shout out to that. And then Final Fantasy Crisis Core 2. Excuse me, no, what am I doing? Crisis Core Final Fantasy 7 Reunion. This game, we did get the release date for this as well. Crisis Core Final Fantasy 7 Reunion will be releasing December 13th, 2022. One of the biggest changes with Final Fantasy 7 Reunion is they revamped the combat system. So based off what I was seeing with people who actually played the game, shout out to Genki, who did play the game. He was over in Japan at TGS. He says that Final Fantasy 7 Crisis Core Reunion, it plays pretty much just like Final Fantasy 7 Remake now at this point. Which that has me extremely happy. And obviously it, so all the battles is there with the DMW system and everything. And it pretty much just explains what's going on with that. So shout out to Crisis Core. Can't wait for that December 13th. And then also Star Ocean and Divine Force demo will be launching the September 20th, which is this Tuesday coming up. You'll be able to download the game and play it. This has me really excited because this is another game that's really high on my anticipation list. I know Bari is excited for this as well. So you'll be able to also play that Tuesday. And then one of the last...
This is the demo weeks, man.
It's a week of the demos, man. Also, speaking of demos, Wulong Fallen Dynasty, they also released a demo this week as well that you can play. Right. It's a timed demo, though. You can download it for free from the PlayStation Store, but you only have until September 26th to play through that demo and experience the game. So if you haven't already, definitely go download that and check it out. I think it's great. And then one of the last big games that got announced at TGS that really has me excited is Infinity Strash Dragon Quest, The Adventures of Dai. This is extremely, extremely high on my anticipation list. I cannot wait for this game. This is incredible. This is supposed to be coming out in 2023. This is going to have a global worldwide release, so this game will be coming to the West as well. and it is going to be available on PlayStation 4 and 5. And just look at the art style. This is a more of an action RPG, not turn-based. And I'm loving what I'm seeing here, man. This trailer got me extremely hyped. So we're supposed to be getting more information for this tomorrow from Square Enix's showcase. So, you know, most likely tonight at some point we'll get even more information, probably release date and additions or something like that. But this trailer looks phenomenal, man.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Say is watch the anime, get caught up, and this anime is lit.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Look at this trailer. I just wanted to see this trailer real quick, Bari. Tell me about the anime, 'cause I've never seen the anime. This does have a very anime quality to it too. It's very high quality.
Yeah, the anime is running right now. It's actually like it's a current anime. It's pretty new. I think it came out like I want to say like a year and a half ago.
Can you watch it on Crunchyroll?
Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll.
Oh,
it's on it's on Crunchyroll. Yeah, it's pretty good. Like you following Dai, you know what I mean? He's a adventurer, typical like Dragon Quest story.
Okay.
Like a chosen, you know, Kato or whatnot, and he's just going instead of like you playing through the game, you're just watching it through anime type format and all that. But yeah, it's pretty dope. I like it. I'm liking it so far. But yeah, it seemed that they're making a game of this. I didn't know they was going to make a game. But yeah, I mean, Dragon Quest is pretty big, pretty popular. Yeah. So seeing this, got me hella excited. And yeah, I just want more like the 3D remake. And then when 12 gets, fully officially revealed, it's going to be a great time for Dragon Quest fans. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. When I seen this, I was blown away. I was like, yo, this looks awesome, man.
They got like an old school approach to it. Cause a lot of Toriyama art, they kind of digitalize it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That trailer and the game, it seemed like they went pretty old school.
Yeah, they definitely went old school. Yeah, they definitely went old school, which I'm very, very happy about. Speaking of Toriyama, real quick too, that came out of TGS, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. That game came out a couple years ago. They announced that this is going to be getting a PlayStation 5 version. And if you do own a PS4 version, you get the free PS5 upgrade for free. And also, they also announced a Bardock DLC, which I love Bardock. Bardock's one of my favorite characters in the DBZ universe. So I'm definitely excited for that. I'm definitely going to play the PS5 version and get that platinum all over again and play through that game. That's such a great game. Love Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I'm very excited for that.
A lot of the DLC, like I didn't start the Beerus and all the other DLC that came out because I was waiting for a PS5, version of this game.
Yeah,
and it's coming.
Yep. And then the last bit of news that came out of TGS that, man, JRPG heaven right now, guys. Like I am so happy. Suikoden 1 and Suikoden 2 HD remasters Gate Rune and Dunan Unification Wars brings 2 PlayStation hits to the PS4. Yes, these are enhanced RPG classics in 2023. So we are getting Suikoden 1, we're getting Suikoden 1 and 2 back in 2023. I'm happy. I'm so happy because we also this has me really excited, right? I can't wait to play this again, get into this, and really dive deep into this. Also, speaking in the realm of Suikoden, the spiritual successor, Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes, also got confirmed to be coming in 2023 as well. So, the year of JRPGs is here, guys. Like, the JRPG-ness that we are getting right now, it is overload, man. There's so much JRPG goodness that's coming between now and the rest of next year. I'm very happy for this, and this enhanced version looks pretty solid too. I'm liking how it looks.
I'm hella excited for this because I know a lot of people probably might skip like Suikoden 1, but Suikoden 2 is like one of the greatest RPGs ever created. Like that's a baseline for a lot of other RPG games. So just replaying these games again in this type of format, remastered and all that, is going to be great. I know people probably might go right to Suikoden 2 right away. With this one, but yeah, these are highly acclaimed RPG games, man. And I know I love 2.
Yeah,
I love Suikoden 2. 1 was good, but 2, that's up there for your all time, yo.
Yes, sir. this looks so good too, bro. Like they really did really good with this.
The thing is too is like if a collection like this does well,
they're gonna bring the rest.
Bring 3.
Yep.
They will bring 4.
Yep.
And I think they go all the way to 5. 'Cause 5 was really good too.
And then
PS2.
if it does really well, they create a new game in the franchise or something like that. Like, yo,
so
support these games, man.
Trailers and I mean, like, show your excitement by it. Yeah, buying the fucking
buy the game.
My bad.
Yeah, I want this to do well because I want the developers to see like, yo, there is interest here. Let's go ahead and do 3 and 4. Let's go ahead and do 5. And then, oh, you know what? Let's do a brand new game. Exactly. Yeah, I definitely want this to get supported. So, you know, for my JRPG fans out there, man, support this, please support this. And then
you can't be walking around saying I want JRPGs to come at when these classic ones, highly rated ones are coming back.
Yep.
In these type of formats you don't buy. It's kind of crazy.
Yep. So yeah, those were some of the big highlights coming out of TGS. So yeah, man, that's, you know, let's get into the topic real quick, Bari. It'll be quick. So the question.
Excuse me.
Oh, yo, I ain't give no trophies today, man. Jeez. I'm gonna give y'all a lot of trophies. I'm about to give y'all a lot of trophies.
Load you up. Load them up, man.
Y'all getting a lot of trophies.
Hey, yo, Persona. So my mom is over and my sister's over here, right?
Uh-huh.
And yo, she's cooking, and I smell it, bro. It's that cook.
Oh, you about to eat good after this?
You know when you get that whiff and then your stomach start going.
Yeah, I know. Yes, sir. I know. Trust me. I'm hungry too, so we gonna make this quick.
Nah, it ain't no rush. I'm gonna be good, but let's get it. This is gonna be a good topic.
Yes, sir. All right, so a lot of news today, guys. I told y'all this was gonna be a pretty long show, so you know, appreciate y'all rocking out with us this long and you know, sticking with us. But all right, now we are in the topic portion of the show, and the topic this week I think is it makes for good conversation, right? So Bari, the question I want to ask you this week is, was this week's state of play enough? Was your appetite quenched, or do you want a real showcase from PlayStation? Start us off, Bari.
Okay. So all right, here we go. So before the state of play was announced, I think it's safe to say that everyone was expecting like a big, you know, PlayStation 5, you know, showcase. But I think this state of play was enough for third-party games coming to PlayStation 5 and 4. I think they did a great job showcasing some of the future of 2023 games coming to PlayStation 5, but it was from like a third-party perspective. I do think that PlayStation still needs to deliver on what is first-party doing for the PlayStation 5 in 2023 and beyond. So am I fully quenched? No, I mean I can still fit, you know what I mean? I think I've got the salad, the appetizer, the drink, but I'm waiting for the entree. I'm waiting for the yams, the steak, the potato, the gravy on top of the potato, the carrots, don't forget the broccoli. You know what I mean? I'm a rice guy, so I want some rice too. That's what I'm waiting for. But I would say that appetizer, them wings, you know what I mean? The mozzarella sticks with a dipping sauce has been pretty good. So I definitely want a real showcase. I kind of laughed when I saw your question, because you emphasized and capitalized real showcase. I was like, yo, Persona, I should kick you your goddamn shit. But I know where you was coming from. I do think first party, they need to say something, and they need to say something loud, man. We've heard 25 games in development. We've heard the 10 to 12, live service stuff. And to be honest with you, I want to see what Haven is making. I want to see what Deviation is doing. I want to see what the next Naughty Dog game, the next, Sucker Punch game, the next, Ben Studios game. I want to see all that stuff, man. To be honest with you, so hopefully, me being the selfish gamer, I want PlayStation to continue this path of like doing these, showcases. And knock a home run with the first party games. So yeah, I'm good for now though, but I still want that first party stuff. To be honest, is your appetite quenched, sir? Are you still hungry? Do you want more? Do you want less? Or are you satisfied? Oh shit, I think Persona wants to use the bathroom.
I gotta be honest with you, Mr. J. Bari.
Oh my god.
I gotta be honest with you, Mr. J. Bari.
Oh my god. Mr. Gaming Politician. Once again.
I'm glad that we have this topic. Because one of
No. Did you watch the State of Play show?
I did.
Do you have a PlayStation 5?
That's a bad faith question.
So you watch the show, but you can't answer if you have a PlayStation 5.
That's a bad faith question. I can't answer that. It's a bad faith. You're asking that in bad faith. I thought the State of Play was just okay. A little weak. Nothing there really wowed me, Miss J. Bari. And I gotta be honest with you. I'm so glad that Persona put this topic on a show outline because I feel that the PlayStation community is being bamboozled and hoodwinked, Mr. J. Bari.
Bamboozled and hoodwinked, okay.
Because
that's a bad faith comment.
That's a bad faith response. And the reason why I'm saying this is because the PlayStation community, all they keep talking about is Wolverine, Spider-Man, and these 25 games and these live service games that you guys are so excited for. You still don't know anything about factions. You still don't know anything about Spider-Man 2.
Are you still play factions?
That's a bad faith question. That's a bad faith question.
I know. No,
that's a bad faith question.
I might as well not ask you shit. That's good.
Wolverine, you guys you still know nothing about these games. The fact that PlayStation is showing you some Japanese titles, I mean, okay, that's fine.
So did you not just listen to anything I just said? You just waited to Persona leave so you can just jump on the mic? You wasn't listening to the podcast, I'm sure.
Listen, he doesn't let me listen live. I have to listen after the fact. And so my whole thing is the PlayStation community knows that the real things that they want to see is not these titles that was shown at this State of Play. They want to see the Spider-Mans. They want to see factions. They want to see Wolverine.
What do you want to see?
That's a bad faith question.
Oh my god.
So, and I think the biggest reason why this is happening is because PlayStation knows that you're going to be happy regardless. Hold on, Persona. At least with at least with Game Pass, we know. Hold on, Game Pass is the future. Game Pass is the future. Game Pass.
Yo. My stomach, I feel like I just did a workout because my stomach is like contracting. Just laughing.
My fault, brother. I had to run in the bathroom real quick. My fault.
That's a bad faith bathroom break.
Yo, my
just
fault.
Want to let you know.
My fault. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. I couldn't hold it, man. We doing a 3-hour show. It's a 3-hour show. I couldn't hold it. I'm sorry, bro. Jeez, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be honest, man. I said this during the state of play. I'm very happy with what they showed, but I'm greedy. I definitely want to showcase. I want to see what PlayStation first party is working on. I'm happy with this showcase. I'm happy. With this state of play. I can't wait to play those games. God of War November. We all hype. But I want to see the future of PlayStation first party 2023 and beyond. That's what I want to see. We're 4 months or so or 3 months from 2023. Show me, especially Spider-Man 2. Once we see that Spider-Man 2 gameplay, knowing how those technical wizards over at Insomniac, how they are, what? Man, that's gonna break the internet. Do you understand that? My God. So yeah, I think PlayStation.
Shown, it's gonna be a wrap.
It's gonna that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be a wrap. And that's why I want PlayStation. I get it. It takes time, but listen, we're 3 months left in the year. When's that showcase? We're almost done with September. When are we gonna get that showcase? You feel me? So, I definitely want to showcase, personally speaking, this year, not next year. This year, I want to showcase for sure. First party showcase. It's time. These smaller shows are great, but we need the big bang for sure. But yeah, that's the show, guys. If you made it this far in the show,
we got one more thing to talk about.
What's that?
Episode 100 is coming up, and we want to give a nice little sneak peek.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Things that we have planned for this show.
Yes, sir. Start us off, Bari.
So yeah, episode 100 is going to be it's going to be ran very differently as far as how we typically will run the show. It's going to be more so like a celebration type show of, making it to 100 episodes, celebrating you guys, for supporting us here at What's Up PlayStation Podcast for 100 episodes. So what we're going to do, we're going to have different segments in the show, reminiscing, talking about, certain things. But we're gonna incorporate like a call-in portion of the show so anyone that wants to say any comments, for What's Up PlayStation Podcast. We're gonna have the Discord set up where you guys can come in, and we're gonna do one by one. So yeah, let us know, hit us up, let us know that you want to be participating and coming in and talking about the show or whatnot.
What we'll do as well is probably put up like an appreciation post. Like people that might not want to either come in to speak or might not be able to come in. We'll also put up appreciation post on in our community tab on YouTube so that you guys can, write, stuff if you want of like, WUPS and how you feel about our show and, all those different things. So we'll definitely be reading that stuff out as well to y'all during the show, just to show appreciation to the community.
Yeah, for sure, man. And also we're going to be talking about and reminiscing about past guests that we had on here. Yes, and Persona, you can lead the way in this one.
So What's Up PlayStation? We've been around 2 years, going on 2 years now, or close to 2 years, and we've had a lot of special guests on this show, a lot of great people in the community. And a lot of great people in the industry, But I think one of our biggest guests that you all know is Sean Layden, who blessed our show back in last October, and chilled with the WUPS boys. And he's even said after the fact that, and even during the show, like he loves what we're doing. And he really supports us. And he was in the show. He was even listening last week. He might even be listening now. Who knows? So
drinking coffee.
What better way to bring in episode 100 than to not have one of our biggest guests come back for a little bit, not too long, but come back through to chop it up with the WUPS boys for a little while on episode 100. So I'm happy to confirm that Sean Layden will be coming back to What's Up PlayStation podcast next Saturday at 11 a.m. to rock out with me and Bari for a little bit and, you know, chop it up. So, yeah, Sean Lane is coming back next week, guys. Sean Lane is coming back next week.
Sean Lane is coming back, you know what I mean, to bless the PlayStation Nation, say what's up. You know what I mean? Hopefully get some nice little updates here and there. And yeah, man, you know, just to celebrate, you know, us reaching episode 100. So yeah, it's great to, you know, to see that confirmation, you know, from him, and that he really, you know, likes what we're doing on the show. So
yeah,
you know what I mean. Another thing we're gonna be talking about in episode 100 is like the future stuff for What's Up PlayStation podcast. You know, giving you like a future glimpse as far as what we're gonna do. Well, we're gonna save that stuff for, you know, episode 100. I don't want to spoil everything, but yeah, that's you know, we just want to let you guys know that, you know, episode 100 is not going to be the same format of how we normally do things here, because yeah, it's more like a celebration. And we thank you guys for supporting.
Thanks.
You know,
and
us,
the last, did you talk about? We'll be talking about the future as well.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about the future.
Yeah, the future.
I didn't
oh,
say
you didn't go into it. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely be talking about the future, just because, you know, one thing with me and Bari, our first vision was to start the podcast. Our second vision was to get to certain goals in terms of like analytics. And now our third vision is we want to grow, you know, and really, really grow. So y'all are going to get a sneak peek of that as well next week. And we're going to be talking about the future of WUPS and what y'all can expect from me and Bari. So, you know, episode 100 is going to be a celebration. It's a celebration episode. If some crazy news happens, I'm sure, you know, Bari will throw it in the outline. We'll definitely talk about it. But episode 100 is absolutely 100% about you guys. It's about the community that
there's going to be a few gaming stuff as well, because it's going to have Valkyrie Elysium out, Battlefield Chronicles out.
Solstice comes out Tuesday as well, so we'll definitely talk about that. It's gonna have some stuff.
Oh, and also Asterigos.
No, Asterigos comes out in October.
Oh, is it October?
Yeah, October.
I thought it was September.
No, October 7th.
Okay, all right then.
But you know, when it comes to episode 100, it's about the community. You know, it's about the community that we've built here. And we want to give our appreciation to y'all 100%. And also there'll be some giveaways.
Yeah, Valkyrie Elysium is after episode 100, but I think you get it some days early.
You get it that Sunday.
Yeah, it's the Sunday. Yeah, so yeah, you're right about that. Thanks for the update.
Yep. But yeah, man. So we hope to see y'all at episode 100. And yo, we really want y'all to also, when we put the post out on our community tab, we really want y'all to, you know, definitely, we're going to read them all, I promise. So definitely put your thoughts about WUPS and stuff like that in for episode 100. Also, we definitely want y'all all to, you know, if you can come through to talk about it with us, definitely don't be shy to come through. Everyone is welcome. So we can't wait to hear from the community and from y'all and whatnot, man. But yeah, man, that's the end of this show, guys. We're gonna get into these outros, man. Starting with you, Bari, man. Give us your outro, Mr. New PC, Mr. New Rig in the building. So that gaming content about to be explode. Pause. So give us your outro. Let the people know what content you got coming to your channel, and where folks can find you, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm about like 80%. To go with like how I want my settings to be on this new rig here. But yeah, like I said, tons of content gonna be coming. Still gotta finish up that God of War video for the trailer that we're watching here. And I was gonna do the Stellar Blade one. A Stellar Blade is a little bit more simpler to understand with that trailer. I still might do like a mini the thoughts, that's like a regular video instead of like a breakdown. But Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core news, that's coming back. So we're gonna be breaking down that news trailer and the latest blog article that they had there, explaining some of the new mechanics and how I feel how it's gonna work with the reunion remake. Yeah, COD this weekend. We're gonna be streaming the beta pretty much after I eat and all that. But yeah, man, I just saw a little clip Persona 2, man. I'm about to send it to you, where you can essentially slide cancel if you have this setting hooked up. So
Really?
you know,
Okay, yeah, we're gonna test that for sure.
yeah, we're gonna test that out and all that. But
So
yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. That's once again appreciate everyone supporting you know, What's Up PlayStation podcast, man. 99 episode in is not an easy thing to do. You know, I know most of you guys that probably host a podcast know it takes a lot of work to do stuff like this and on a weekly basis. And we just appreciate you guys, you know, sticking with us through our journey of us talking about PlayStation and putting PlayStation on the map here on YouTube. And we appreciate that, man. So we're going to show you guys that next episode on 100. And thank you, for real. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, yo, facts, man. Yo, let me give y'all platinum, man, for real.
Yeah, platinum up.
There go y'all platinum, 99 platinums. Y'all about to get this 100 platinum next week. Listen, just to kind of echo what Bari's saying, you know, coming here every Saturday, you know, getting the news together for the week, especially on the weeks on the weeks where there's not that much news, and you know, we gotta be ×2 on the entertainment and whatnot. That stuff is tough. But me and Bari, we love to do it. And we love this show. We love the community. We appreciate the support. We appreciate y'all tuning in every Saturday, and those that watch the upload later. You know, a lot of this isn't possible without y'all, man. And we're going to give that appreciation, show y'all your appreciation next week, man. Episode 100. It's a celebration of the WUPS Nation. So, you know, we appreciate y'all, man, so much for rocking with us. And for me, man, I am Persona. I was your host this week. You can follow me on Twitter at Persona Speaks. You can follow me, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Gaming with Persona. Also, I'm continuing with my weekend streaming event of Modern Warfare 2. So later on this afternoon, probably around 5-ish or so, maybe a little bit later, 5 or 6 or something like that. You know, be back streaming at Modern Warfare 2. We're going to be playing that all night. You know, it's going to be a good streaming. So definitely come through, you know, chop it up. It's a cool Saturday night. So come through and chop it up, and we're going to play some games and have some fun. In terms of content, I'm putting out my review for State of Play tomorrow. I got all the videos that I want to use for it and whatnot, so I'm going to edit that up and make that real nice. And then when Persona Speaks this Monday, it's going to be a good episode because trust me, you don't want to miss WUPS. You don't want to miss when Persona Speaks this Monday. And then I'm also going to put my Modern Warfare 2 thoughts out. I'm going to wait till the beta's over. I'm going to play it all weekend, put a lot of time into it, get some really good clips. And then next week, I'm putting out my video, and I'm going to be honest. I'm going to give you the truth, man, from a real COD player, from a real COD fan. So be on the lookout for that as well. And yeah, guys, that's really it, man. Looking forward to episode 100. And, you know, we appreciate y'all so much, man. Shout out to Tricelsius as well for the super chat. He says, yo, where are all the likes, chat? Like this damn show. It was great. Yo, thank you, Tricelsius. That means a lot. We appreciate all the support. Listen, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode 99 of What's Up PlayStation Podcast. And always remember, guys, What's Up PlayStation Podcast is a podcast for the community, by the community. And with that being said, you all have a great weekend. And we'll see you guys next Saturday. Same time, same place, same crew, the WUPS crew. And we out, guys. Peace.